You're watching FanDuel Sports Network, the home of the Marlins and Heat.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Marlins Live, the pregame show presented by your South Florida Hyundai dealers. It's the rubber match from Anaheim as the Marlins look for a series win against the Angels after a big 6-2 victory in Game 2 last night, getting you set for Game 3. I'm Kelly Sacco alongside Rod Allen. And Rod, the Marlins offense continued to hit last night, double digits once again in the hit column, but this time around they're able to get those runs in.
Well, hopefully they can do that again. They're going to have to display some patience, in my opinion, today, going up against the veteran Kyle Hendricks. He's a guy that's not going to overpower them. He doesn't have a lot of horsepower in that right arm, so they're going to have to be patient. They're going to have to take what he gives them, and if they do that, they can take this series.
We'll have more on the pitching matchup a little later in the show, but first, let's focus on that Marlins offense last night. Connor Norby leading the way, a 3-hit night for him, his second of the season, and also another home run for Norby. That really broke it open. He looked really good, not only last night's game, but he's been really good in the last few weeks.
He's finally starting to get his sea legs underneath him after starting the season on the injured list with that oblique. This infield is very, very fast, and a lot of our guys took advantage of that fast infield. That's the home run to left field. It had a height of 101 at its highest point, and it traveled about 361 feet. So this is a high, majestic home run. But this next base hit for me was the one that I really enjoyed the most. He took a 94-mile-per-hour fastball that was on the inner third of home plate, and he whistled the ball down the right field line. These are the kind of swings that are going to help him hit 300. These are the kind of swings that are going to help him make a lot of money in this game. These are the kind of swings that are going to help his ball club win games. I love the fact that he can take that ball the opposite way, and he's been sizzling hot. And one of the things that he worked on in the offseason was covering the upper reaches of the strike zone. You can see he's doing a pretty nice job, but the ball's up in the strike zone. Not so much at the bottom, but that's okay.
Right, if you're Kyle Hendricks, how are you attacking Norby?
Well, you're going to go at the bottom of the zone. You're going to go with that changeup. He's got that little cut changeup. He'll try to run it down away from Norby. That's exactly what he's going to try to do to him. Then he's going to elevate the fastball upstairs. Not very often, though, because his cold zones are down, and that's exactly the kind of weakness that a guy like who's a veteran, can exploit.
Another guy putting together a great series is a hometown boy, Eric Wagaman. He grew up just 15 minutes away from where we stayed at our hotel, and well, we've been chatting with him a ton lately. He's been so generous with his time. And Rod, you pointed this out last night as we take a look at our Toyota and said, look, when we chat with him, Eric Wagaman seems to put together a really good game. Well, should we take credit for this?
Well, we can take credit for it. I mean, you know how it is in this business. We never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
That's right.
But he's playing at the crib, and he's having a lot of fun playing in front of family and friends. And you've done a marvelous job the last couple of days chopping it up with Waggy.
That's right, Wagaman. He's been so great, so generous with this time. Just an A-plus human being, as good as he is of a ball player, an even better person. He's been such a joy to cover so far this season. So he's looking to continue the hot hitting here today. And how about this? A man of the people. This was before the game, so he was actually out there because his Little League team as a kid was coming down on the runway. So this is a Sunday fun day here at the ballpark. So they've got all the Little League teams doing the parade before the game, and he was there, you know, shaking hands, kissing babies. He was just a man of the people. People so excited to see him signing the autographs. You know what I noticed? We're up there in the booth for postgame last night.
Right.
I looked down. He was signing autographs the entire time that we did postgame.
Good for him.
Unbelievable. Good for him. So soak it up. You love to see it. Time now to take a look at Clayton McCullough's lineup for Game 3 of this 3-game series. So a few changes in the lineup. We've got Ramirez behind the plate tonight. Mervis is DHing. Hill, nice night last night after getting a pinch hit. Did very nice job. He's getting the start at second. And Sanoha at second base. Hill at center, that is.
One of the guys I'm going to focus on is Mervis. I mean, he just has to get it going. I mean, he's going to get some balls at the bottom of the strike zone, and that's when he's at his best. But what he has to try to do is drive the ball up the middle, drive the ball the other way. He's been way too pull happy. He's been pulling off everything. He's a good hitter, but he just needs to relax a little bit and slow the game down. Sometimes slowing the game down, taking a deep breath is the best remedy when you're having a tough time at the plate, and that's exactly what Matt Mervis needs to do.
Well, a guy who doesn't know the word slow is Derek Hill. He's got nothing but speed. It's one of his best tools, and we saw him use it last night. Didn't start the game, came in, a pinch hit, and finished it off. He was fantastic last night. How much do you like this bunt?
I love the bunt. He didn't get it exactly where he wanted to, but he was so fast getting down the line that he was able to beat it out. Base hit in the infield, 2 infield singles, and then he swiped a bag, and then we know how graceful he is in center field. Being in center field is one of the best in the business, and all the times that he shows up and he plays, Kelly, he does something with his legs. He plays that speed game. He plays a fast game, and that helps our ball club win a lot of games because we have a team full of guys that like to play the game fast, and we have a coaching staff that likes to teach the game in a very fast way.
That's right. You really love that dynamic. Last 11 games, this is since coming off the IL. Derek Hill hitting .333 with 3 stolen bases, a home run, a couple doubles. So great to see him in the lineup here today. Now for an unsung hero of last night's game, how about Jansen Junk? He was phenomenal. He actually told me he did fly in on Friday, so we weren't sure last night. We're thinking he just got off the plane and came on in. He said, no, I was well rested. It was an easy travel day. But either way, he deserves a lot of credit for what he did coming out of the bullpen. 5 innings, allowing just 1 run to such a lethal offense.
He was throwing anything but junk up there yesterday at the Angels. And this Angels team was hot. And Clay McCullough, give him credit. He saw what Junk did in spring training. Junk threw a lot of strikes in the spring training, and he acquitted himself very nicely. So when you do need somebody from the minor leagues, what you remember as a manager are the guys that threw strikes in spring training. And he was one of those guys that gets called up. And not only did Clayton reward him, he rewarded his manager by getting his first career save.
And here's Junk after last night's game.
The biggest thing was just my off-speed sweeper was working well, my hard slider was working well, and working the fastball off that, and just getting ahead of guys and attacking them. It's easy when our hitters give us the lead like that to just feel comfortable out there and confident and attack the zone. Fortes called a great game, and Hicksy also called a great game for me. But yeah, that's it.
I think, Junk went up here who's been, built out and done well, that, does provide some length and, we knew we had the build up and the pitches to do that. And then kind of as he went along, let the game state kind of decide, how we would maybe pivot from there. But to be able to cover, we were thinking hopefully the majority of the game between a couple guys.
We are just getting started here on Marlins Live, the pregame show presented by your South Florida Hyundai dealers. Later in the show, we chat with Marlins hitting coach Pedro Guerrero, but first, we break down the lineups for Game 3.
Family hauler that actually hauls how it should be. The Hyundai Santa Fe. Lease a Hyundai Santa Fe for $299 a month. Plus, eligible customers get $1,000 military bonus cash. Hurry in.
This summer, Citi is bringing the vacation to home. Like your tickets to the blockbuster movie. VIP seating at your favorite spot. Mornings that start with room service. And a front row seat to all the fireworks. And right now at Citi's Memorial Day event, get up to 40% off doorbusters, plus 7% off store-wide or 48 months no interest. Citi Furniture, designed for love.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, now serves up the all-new Big QP for just $10.99. And that's 85% more beef than some quarter-pound burger. Yeah, hey, fast food, this is how you value meal. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
The Shaq-a-Roni's back at Papa John's with more pepperonis and over ½ pound of cheese.
So many orders, we had to staff up.
I am here to work, people. Where's the garlic sauce?
Is he always here? He's everywhere. We're making you a Shaq-a-Roni for $12.99.
That's right. I live here.
Marlins Live, the pregame show on FanDuel Sports Network, is brought to you by your South Florida Hyundai dealers. By Baptist Health. Welcome to the warmer side of care. And by Citi Furniture. Trends you want, prices you'll love. Beautiful Southern California series finale between the Fish and the Halos. The Marlins are looking for their 5th series victory and their first series win on the road. And not only did the Marlins snap the Halos' 8-game win streak, but they kept it in the ballpark last night.
Well, it sure did, and that's one of the things you have to do. That equates wins for them. When they hit the ball out of the ballpark, they win a lot of games, and in the month of May, they've been one of the better teams at doing that, but not last night. That's
right, as we take a look at Ron Washington's lineup for Game 3, the series finale. So a couple of changes. Hey, look, it's our old friend, Tim Anderson. He's getting the start at short, and he's leading off. Also, Darno behind the plate, and of course, Taylor Ward. He's back there hitting cleanup, starting in left field. Now, he made Angels history last night. First Halo to hit an extra base hit in 10 consecutive games. He waited to the last minute, too, Rod, to do so. 9th inning, a double, leading off. What makes him so good?
You know, he's got that built-in uppercut swing right now. And power hitters, when they get hot, man, they are streaky. And he's been streaking in the entire month of May. You just brought it up. 10 straight games with an extra base knock. But take a look at how he lifts and separates in that high finish. He's a guy that you have to pitch up in the strike zone if you're going to get him out. And you also have to go away from him. And another thing, if you're Cabrera, who's pitching for our squad today, he's pretty much the only guy in the lineup that's doing any damage so far. So if you don't want to pitch to him, it's okay. You can just let Ward go down to first base, and then you go after the next guy in the lineup because he's been doing major damage. And something else you want to do to him, make him hit the ball to right field. He doesn't do much damage there. You see most of his damage is center field to the left field line. Make him go the other way if he's going to do anything today.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's got those 6 home runs across this hit streak, extra base hit streak for him. Only the one going to opposite field. So we'll see how Cabby decides to attack him here today. Well, both Florida and California, hotbeds for talent when it comes to baseball. Heck, we saw it earlier today, a bunch of the kids all over the warning tracks. But it seems as if the Marlins and the Angels, they just swapped guys. They've got the Florida guys. We've got the California guys. How about the 2 Florida boys here? Neto, we talked about, and the Miami boy. There they are. They're big fans yesterday. They returned home in 2024.
Well, you know, it was the same way when you left to go to college. You wanted to get away from the crib, so you went to Syracuse. You went to New York. Same thing with these boys. One of them want to come to California, and the California boys want to go to Florida. But that shot that we just showed at that beach, it can't go wrong in either direction. But what these guys have in common is they're good baseball players. Neto, Shonowell, they're from Florida. Both guys get it done. And then when they make their trips down to Florida, their families show up. That really show up.
Absolutely. Take a look at this. 4 California boys for the Marlins. We talked about how Eric Wagaman is a hometown boy here, but it's going to be Kyle Stowers and Fauché down in Petco Park. They grew up Padres fan. Bender up north in California. And then, of course, the flip side, you got the Florida boys there for the Angels. So you love to see it again. 2 states with a ton of talent. Why do you think that is?
Well, I mean, the weather's conducive, obviously. You got Florida, you got California, you got Georgia, you got Texas. Those pretty much are the 4 hotbeds for a lot of the players in the major leagues these days. And, of course, you have Dominican Republic and Venezuela, some other places where the weather's warm. Those pretty much make up a lot of the big league players these days.
Absolutely. We'll keep it right here on FanDuel Sports Network when we return on Marlins Live, the pregame show presented by your South Florida Hyundai dealers. The Marlins give the ball to Edward Cabrera. He'll be going opposite the 12-year right-handed veteran Kyle Hendricks. Rod breaks down the pitching matchup when we come back.
Check it out. Pizza Hut's Cheesy Bites Pizza is a game changer. With 28 cheese-filled bites around the crust, every single bite is a highlight. The Cheesy Bites Pizza, starting at $12.99. Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
Who's Alex? Hey, pal. You know who's,
See you, Dad. Happy birthday, Alex.
That's so sweet. You remembered.
It's all about connecting with seamless connectivity from Spectrum.
At Spectrum Reach, we're leading the way in advertising innovation and helping you get a better value from your investment. We take the guesswork out of campaign planning with the greatest reach and frequency forecasting across traditional and streaming TV and Video Plus. And we harness the power of AI and machine learning to develop cross-screen campaigns backed by our unparalleled proprietary data. Our innovation and deep inventory lead to better planning, more efficient campaigns, and a better value for you. Spectrum Reach. We're built for what's now and what's next.
Marlins Live, the pregame show on FanDuel Sports Network, is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. By Celsius Energy Drink, live fit. And by the Florida Department of Transportation. Drive sober or get pulled over. It's a series finale. Marlins, Angels on the mound today for the Marlins. They turn to Edward Cabrera. Now, what stood out to you, Rod, his last time out?
He's throwing the ball over the plate. I mean, he's on the attack, a lot of first pitch strikes. In his last 3 outings, he's only walked 1 batter in each of those outings. And when he's doing that and pitching to early contact, he's lethal. He's not going for strikeouts, and his stuff is filthy. We talked about the kid, Jose Soriano, who pitched for them last night. He's a guy that has a lot of tools in his tool chest, where this guy's got a lot of tools in his toolbox, too. Power fastball, sinker, 97, 98, unhittable changeup. He's got a curveball, and he's getting a lot of swings and miss on that curveball this year. And when he's not throwing those 3, he's got a slider to go with it. But it's all about throwing strikes. If he's throwing strikes, he can be dangerous.
Absolutely. You saw the 7 strikeouts there. Yes, that's impressive. But we all know that Edward Cabrera has that strikeout stuff. It's the limited walks that I think is what we should really highlight when it comes to Edward Cabrera.
No question about that. And that's one of the things they've been working with him long and hard on. We talked about that, the curveball that he has. Take a look at some of the guys that use their curveball as much as he does, or a little bit less. He falls on a list with Framber Valdez, Corbin Burns. Edward Cabrera is on that list with those very good pitchers.
Yeah, that's good company. And I can't tell you, Rod, how many times players from the opposite team completely out of the blue will just say, hey, that Edward Cabrera, he's got some nasty stuff. Other teams, they really respect the fact that he's got stuff that can really put him away. Now, for Edward Cabrera, what's it going to take for him to do so consistently?
Well, he just has to believe that he's good. I mean, it's stuff. I mean, it plays at this level. Very few guys are walking around that have the kind of stuff that Cabrera has, that throw right-handed. So once he starts to really believe that his arsenal is good, he's led by that sinker, then he's followed up by the changeup. We talked about the other pitches that he has, but he really needs to get to the pitches that are the best for him. The 4-seam fastball, it plays. He needs to throw it a little bit more. The slider, it plays. You know, he loves the sinker. He loves the changeup, but those are getting hit around a little bit. So every now and then go away from one of those pitches, because obviously the opposition is looking for that changeup because he throws so many of those changeups, but now he's duplicated the changeup. Now he's throwing the curveball.
Absolutely, and he throws that changeup hard. Now, that changeup used to be a pitch that he really relied on. What do you think he needs to do with that pitch for it to be more effective?
Fastballs, 4-seam fastballs, top of the zone. Then you go to the bottom of the zone with that changeup. They have some guys at the bottom of their order that aren't swinging the bat very well right now. That's a weakness that Cabrera should be able to exploit here today, but he's got to throw strikes. He has to get himself in leverage counts.
Now, on the opposite end for the Angels, they go with the 12-year big league veteran. In his first year here with the Angels, he spent 11 with the Cubs. The Marlins used to see him all the time in the National League. A completely different pitcher than an Edward Cabrera.
You know, he's had some success against our uniform, but not necessarily against the guys that we are throwing out there, because many have not seen him. But he has that sinker, and he also has a cut changeup. That cut changeup has always been his signature pitch. He throws it 35% of the time. You can see the numbers are low on that changeup and the 4-seamer. He goes up top with the 4-seamer, bottom with the changeup, but he will throw that changeup all day, every day, twice on Sunday, and today is Sunday.
When you're facing a guy like Kyle Hendricks, who's not going to blow you away with the fastballs, what's the biggest challenge that a guy like him proves?
It's a lot like our Bayoso. He's not going to overpower you. You have to understand that. He's not going to give you a lot of fastballs, so you can't be up there on the attack. What you simply do is take what he gives you, and a lot of times that's just a base hit the other way. And if he does make a mistake up in the strike zone, you can do some damage. But if you're looking to do damage against a guy that's not giving you anything to hit, it's going to be a long afternoon for you.
Is it tough for hitters when they're facing guys who are throwing 100 miles per hour for 2 games to turn around on a Sunday and see a guy like a Kyle Hendricks who barely hits 90? Is that tough?
That's a great point. I mean, because that's what you've been gearing up for, 100-mile-per-hour fastballs and power sinkers. Now you got a guy that he won't break a pane of glass at 86 miles an hour. So there is a difference, but the approach should be just take what he gives you, hit the ball the other way, bunt for a base hit, play some small ball today.
Well, for back-to-back games, the Marlins have been able to collect double digits in that hit column, hopefully able to do so again here today. We'll keep it right here on FanDuel Sports Network as we continue on our Marlins Live, the pregame show presented by your South Florida Hyundai dealers. We hear from the Marlins hitting coach, Pedro Guerrero.
Onboard Wi-Fi that goes wherever you go. How it should be. The Hyundai Elantra. Lease a Hyundai Elantra for $169 a month. Plus, eligible customers get $1,000 military bonus cash. Hurry in.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, is now available with the all-new Big QP, fries, bottomless chips and salsa, and a bottomless drink, all for just $10.99. So if you're McDone with tiny, overpriced burgers, just come to Chili's. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
Memorial Day deals are here, and they're huge at BrandSmart USA. Upgrade your home with a large selection of name brand appliances.
Like this MyDeal refrigerator for $11.99. Plus, pay 0 interest for 36 months on select appliances. Shop name brand TVs at the guaranteed lowest prices. This LG 70-inch 4K WebOS Smart TV is now only $399.99.
Shop in-store or online during the Memorial Day sale going on now at BrandSmart USA.
This summer, City is bringing the vacation to home. Like your tickets to the blockbuster movie. VIP seating at your favorite spot. Mornings that start with room service. And a front row seat to all the fireworks. And right now at City's Memorial Day event, get up to 40% off doorbusters. Plus 7% off store-wide or 48 months, no interest. City Furniture, designed for love.
The Shaq-a-Roni's back at Papa John's with more pepperonis and over ½ a pound of cheese.
So many orders, we had to staff up.
I am here to work, people. Where's the garlic sauce?
Is he always here? He's everywhere. We're making you a Shaq-a-Roni for $12.99.
That's right. I live here.
Marlins Live, the pregame show on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by your South Florida Hyundai dealers, by Ocean Bank, and by Good Greek Movers. Go to goodgreek.com for your total relocation needs. The Marlins wrapping up this 3-game series against the Angels. They're looking for their first series win on the road this season. They've been collecting the hits in this series. Game 1, 14, ended up dropping that game, but last night 11 hits, got it done with runners in scoring position thanks to some hot hitters. Connor Norby, a 3-hit game. The hometown boy, Eric Wagaman. We asked the hitting coach, Pedro Guerrero, about all of his hot hitters and exactly why the Marlins continue to perform with 2 outs.
I think it continues to be the same. You know, it happens that it's with 2 outs, but the guy's still being reluctant and resilient. And, you know, it's just trying to swing at the pitches they want to swing, and regardless of the count, we're removing emotions and counts out of them. He's been working hard since spring training, you know, trying to be a little bit more flatter to cover areas that we were assuming that he was going to get exposed, and he has done a good job with that. But the main thing that he's done a lot better is managing his at-bats. I think his team at-bats, swinging at the pitches he want to swing at strikes, that's one of the areas that he has actually gotten better, and we're working really hard on him. I think in the fact that being flatter, he can get to those pitches a little bit more, and especially the fastballs up. But definitely, you can see him trying to finish it a little bit lower, too, on his finish, just trying to maintain that bat a little bit flatter. Eric continues to work, you know, he's a really good guy that just doesn't swing at balls, takes a good at bat. It's just impacting the baseball when he's right. And we're just trying to get him to not hit with momentum and hit through position. And when he does that, he can definitely impact the ball consistently. I think Gus have a lot of tools, you know, like it's a rare package thing in which you have like bat speed, you have like historically plate discipline in the minor league level, can hit for power, and you know, it's just like all of those components in one hitter. That's a really good thing to have.
Is there a hit or a plate appearance that stands out so far in his young career that you can think of?
I mean, I can think of a few. In LA, I think he hit a ball that was not a home run, but it was a ball that hit to center field, and I can clearly see Freddie Freeman's face just going like, wow. I thought that was pretty cool. Actually, no, he just makes really good decisions. Like, you know, since he came up, even early in the season, he was just not swinging at balls, and you can see him taking these really good at-bats. Now he's just trying to, like, gain some bat speed and working out. We have a really good program for him, and he's just doing a really good job with that.
A big thank you to Marlins hitting coach Pedro Guerrero. So wonderful chatting with him on this Sunday. And here one more time is the Marlins lineup for Game 3 of this 3-game set. Again, we've got Eric Wagaman highlighted. He's been having a wonderful series in front of family and friends, a hometown boy, signing autographs before the game. A couple of changes from last night's lineup. Jesus Sanchez still up there at the top. Agustin Ramirez, though, he'll be behind the plate, catching Edward Cabrera today. Matt Mervis, he'll be DHing today. Derek Hill, who had a fantastic night. He pinched hit, ended up finishing the game 2 for 3 with a stolen base. And at second base, we got Javi Sanoja. So that'll do it for us here on Marlins Live, the pregame show presented by your South Florida Hyundai dealers. The Marlins are looking for their first series victory on the road. Rod and I will be back with you post-game. But first, it's Game 3. Marlins, Halos. Marlins looking for a victory. Craig Minervini, Rod Allen will have your call next.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can go here, surf's up, here, woo, and here.
Get 2.99% APR for 36 months on a new 2025 Toyota Tacoma Hybrid plus 500 bonus APR cash. That's just 2.99% APR on the Toyota Tacoma Hybrid.
Your summer starts here and just keeps on going.
Toyota, let's go places.
So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh,
life, it's joyous and at times challenging. At Baptist Health, we stand by you with the expertise you need and innovation that makes a difference. Welcome to the warmer side of care. Welcome to Baptist Health.
Incoming dishes! Doc! Dawn Power Wash flies through 99% of grease and grime in half the time.
Yeah, it absorbs grease 5 times faster. Even replaces multiple cleaning products.
Ooh, those suds got game.
Dawn Power Wash, the better grease getter.
Did you hear that Jackie and Tom
are getting a divorce? Oof.
There's a reason Detective Johnson is the gossip king. Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm.
Pilates later?
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
A blind spot that's never out of sight. How it should be. The Hyundai Tucson. Lease a Hyundai Tucson for $239 a month. Plus, eligible customers get $1,000 military bonus cash. Hurry in.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can go here, surf's up, here, woo, and here.
Lease a new 2025 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $349 a month for 36 months plus 500 bonus lease cash. That's just $349 a month on the Toyota Tacoma.
Your summer starts here and just keeps on going.
Toyota, let's go places.
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. 3 times, they say words like legend and dynasty. But when you've won it all 7 times, the trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
Now, get employee pricing plus finance and get $4,000 total bonus cash. Plus, get 3.9% financing for 72 months on select 2025 Ram 1500 models in dealer stock. See your South Florida Ram dealer today.
You're watching FanDuel Sports Network, the home of the Marlins and Heat.
Well, the scenic views are impressive here in Southern California, but the Fish have their sights set on a series victory. This afternoon at the Big A, the Marlins take on the Los Angeles Angels in the rubber game of the series, hoping to make this Sunday a fun day with a victory. Little League Day here at the ballpark, expecting over 15,000 Little Leaguers and lots of parents, lots of noise, and hopefully a lot of fun. Hi, everybody. I'm Craig Minervini, along with Rod Allen. We've been having a good time here out west so far. It's been a good series, Rod. It's been an exciting series of baseball.
No doubt about that. And usually about this time, we're looking to take a series and win a game. We're talking about a happy flight. But in this case, we're talking about a bus ride down to San Diego to another really special place. But first and foremost, they got to handle their business and get another W today.
A couple of guys have been helping out. The story has been Wags and Stowers, the California guys. But don't forget about Connor Norby. Don't sleep on this guy. He's been hot, and he had a big game last night as well.
He's got some California swag. I mean, he hit this ball through the infield. I mean, it got through the infield in a hurry. We've been told this is one of the fastest infields in all of baseball, and our guys took advantage of that. That's a home run that traveled to left field. That was a breaking pitch. That's usually what he does with breaking pitches, but this was the most impressive at-bat of the night for me. 94 piece of cheese inside, pulled his hands in nicely and hit a missile down the right field line. Take a look at the last 10 games, Minervini.
That wasn't a lousy single there?
No, that wasn't a lousy single.
Last 10 games, 351 for Norby with some power, too, some slug. That average is closing in on 290, and that is big for Miami. What about the pitching
batting
story?
Average guy, too.
I like the average, but the slug is a OPS. You got to live with those numbers these days. Edward Cabrera, he's got some good numbers, too, in the month of May.
I really like the way he's trending, especially in the month of May. I mean, he has been attacking the strike zone. He's not racking up tons of strikeouts, although he had quite a few in his last outing, but he's getting contact like Stanley did a couple of years ago on the first 2 or 3 pitches. And one of the things that's allowing him to expand the strike zone is he's on the attack. First 2 pitches, getting ahead. Defense is playing ball behind him. He needs to go out and do that today against this Angels team, which pretty much is playing good baseball. Took a night off as far as the home runs were last night. Hopefully Cabrera can do the same as he did against the Cubs in his last outing. Those Cubs, real good offensive ball club.
He has not won a game, but the number's impressive. He'll try to build on that against a very good offense here today. For the Angels, Kyle Hendricks. Yeah, he's still around. 12th Major League season. The number's not where he wants them so far this year.
Well, he's got that changeup. I mean, it's a changeup that moves away from the right-handers. This guy's had a lot of starts in his career against the Marlins, but he's pitching against a uniform. He has not seen many of these new cast Marlins. Hopefully our guys can stay patient against Hendricks. He's not going to overpower them. Hopefully they're thinking about hitting ground balls the other way like they did last night, driving the ball up the middle and not trying to be the aggressor because he's not going to give you a lot to hit.
Maybe some lousy singles today. Maybe some power, too. We'll see. Hendricks has struggled, though, this year. That ERA is over 5, although good numbers against the Marlins overall in his career. Rubber match from Orange County. We'll get you all set for that. Marlins and the Angels coming up on FanDuel Sports Network.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Now, well-qualified buyers can get 0.9% financing for 60 months on this Silverado. That's over $6,600 in average finance savings. Plus, get $3,500 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet, the #1 selling truck brand in Miami and Fort Lauderdale.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound. And I need you, and I miss you.
Hey, sweaty. Sweetie, you good?
Someone stole my Old Spice antiperspirant. Now I'm smelling like perspirant.
I did. For its 24/7 sweat protection.
You did this to my pits.
A family hauler that actually hauls how it should be. The Hyundai Santa Fe. Lease a Hyundai Santa Fe for $299 a month. Plus, eligible customers get $1,000 military bonus cash. Hurry in.
The Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. $250K on the line every day.
Time to pick a side.
Favorites. Underdogs.
New York.
Tampa. I don't know what to do.
Just pick a side.
Win your share of $250K or more every day. Plus, new players get up to $100 back in bonus bets. So, what do you think about the Jeep Wrangler?
Very spacious. Lots of open air.
What are you going to use it for?
Thwarting international terrorism, saving the world. That kind of stuff.
Sorry, we just saw Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, and we are very excited.
Test drive?
No mission is impossible with a Jeep Wrangler.
Get employee pricing plus finance and get $2,500 total bonus cash allowance on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. See your Central Florida Jeep Grand dealer today.
Marlins baseball on FanDuel Sports Network, brought to you by Doral Kia. Drive for less. Drive Doral. Sunday afternoon, getting ready for a little afternoon baseball. Angels and the Marlins rubber game. Before we get to the first pitch, let's get to our Kelly Sacco.
Hey, Craig. Well, the Marlins in double digits with 11 hits last night, but this time around, getting it done with runners in scoring position. Simon, Wagaman, and Norby, all their RBIs coming with 2 outs before the game. I chatted with Marlins hitting coach Pedro Cabrera about what their team has been doing to be successful in those positions.
I think it continues to be the same. You know, it happens that is with 2 outs, but the guy's still being reluctant and resilient. And, you know, it's just trying to swing at the pitches they want to swing, and regardless of the count, we're removing emotions and counts out of them. I think with him, it's not seeing him as like, oh, it's just 86 and go, and I'm going to get a cookie and I'm going to hit it hard somewhere. I think the game plan for him is like not to be impatient. It's a really slow delivery. And, you know, he's a professor. He can pitch. He knows how to pitch. He knows how to play the chess game. For us, it's going to be like more of the decision that we're going to have to make with him, more important than how hard you want to hit it. So if we swing at the right pitches that we want to swing, I think we'll have success tonight.
Craig, Kyle Hendricks in his 12th big league season, first with the Angels, a much different pitcher than what guys are used to. When they're used to seeing 100 miles per hour, we'll see how they adjust to a craftier veteran.
That'll be interesting to watch in this game as we look at the lineup for the finale of the series. Sanchez will lead off again. Agustin Ramirez, then Otto Lopez. Hot part of the middle of the order. Stowers, Wagaman, Connor Norby. He's got a hit streak going as well. Then you got Matt Mervis at the DH spot, followed by Derek Hill, and Javier Sanoa will be over at second base for Miami here in this game against the veteran, the 35-year-old Kyle Hendricks.
Oh, well, he's not going to overpower you with a fastball. His fastball will top out at about 87 miles an hour. He'll throw that changeup at the bottom of the zone. He's a veteran. Like Pedro told Kelly, he's a guy that's going to work on your aggressiveness. If you're aggressive, you're going to struggle against him today.
Hendricks struggled last year against the Marlins. He had 2 starts. You saw the great numbers in his career as you look at the numbers this year at 5.32 ERA. But last year, 8 2/3, 13 hits for the Marlins against Hendricks.
And he's a finesse guy. Very seldom will he try to overpower you with a fastball. As a matter of fact, he pitches backwards. Changeup has always been his really good pitch, and he has a different changeup. Usually right-handers, their changeups fade. His is like a cut slider action, and you got to get him early. His numbers early in the game are not good first 2 frames.
Look at the arsenal, the sinker and change featured. With the age now, you get a little bit less of the fastball from Kyle Hendricks. He's using the changeup and curve last 2 years statistically way more often. And the numbers off that curve, though, 438. StatCast 3D is brought to you by Google Cloud.
The reason why his numbers are good on that fastball is four-seam fastballs, because a lot of hitters, they never look for that pitch against him.
Jesus Sanchez leads off the ball game, takes strike one. We are underway from the Big A. Sanchez looking for his first hit in the series, but he has walked 3 times and scored a run.
Now here's a situation where Hendricks will throw fastballs. When he's gotten ahead, when you think it's going to be some spin or a changeup, he'll try to sneak that four-seam fastball by you at about 86 miles an hour.
Good pitch there, the sinker over the inside part of the plate. He strikes out Sanchez.
And let's take a look at the defensive alignment behind Hendricks this afternoon. They've got Ward in the outfield again. They've got Paris Adele. Tim Anderson up the middle. Rengifo at second base. Moncada at third. Shanuel at first base. And the catcher today is Darnell.
Agustin Ramirez hitting that first pitch back our way. He's got 10 doubles in the year, 6 homers, hitting .250. Ramirez with 3 hits in the series. Hitting has not been a problem here, Rod, for the Marlins in Anaheim. 25 hits so far.
And they did a pretty nice job with runners in scoring position yesterday. They were able to cash in quite a few, whereas they weren't able to do that on Friday evening.
And having said that, they still have left 25 on. Double digits both games. 14 Friday, 11 yesterday. Cued off the end of the bat. Handled by Nolan Shanuel. The South Florida product goes to the bag for the out. Marlins left 14 on Friday night in a frustrating game, out hitting the Angels 14-6. Yesterday they'll take it. They still left 11 on, but they scored 6 runs and exploded in the middle innings. 3-run homer by Connor Norby was a difference maker. Here's Otto Lopez. He takes that 4-seamer outside.
And Kyle Hendricks has the old-fashioned windup, and 12-year veteran. And it takes the hands over the head. Very slow, deliberate windup. Very seldom you see guys. You don't see a lot of guys with this kind of windup anymore.
The sinker is over. What kind of an adjustment? You're used to seeing 95, 98. In this series, we saw 100. Now you get a guy who's topping out at 87.
You see that hole in the right side of the infield where the second baseman's playing up the middle and the first baseman's playing off the line? That's exactly what Otto should be trying to do. Shoot that hole right there.
Well, he went in that direction, but Rengifo will get it. First play, he does get the out. A 1-2-3 frame for Hendricks, and we're underway here in Anaheim.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can go here, surf's up, here, woo, and here.
Lease a new 2025 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $349 a month for 36 months plus $500 bonus lease cash. That's just $349 a month on the Toyota Tacoma.
Your summer starts here and just keeps on going.
Toyota, let's go places.
Whoa. What?
What Billy's trying to say is moving doesn't have to be stressful. Good Greek is the only company that offers total relocation solutions. Whether you're buying or selling a home, packing up and moving, simply call the Good Greek.
That one's gone!
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
At Ace, we know whether you grill with charcoal, gas, pellet, or griddle, we've got the perfect grill for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. With free assembly and delivery of your new grill, along with all the sauces, rubs, and grilling extras, you'll have everything you need for your perfect barbecue. That sounds pretty perfect. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back to Angel Stadium in Anaheim, California. That's a lot of nachos right there to get going.
Yes, it is a lot of nachos.
Marlin fan using the Angel helmet with the cheese all over the place. We look at the LA Angels lineup. It has been a very productive one. Yes, they lost yesterday. Forget that. They have hit a Major League best 19 home runs during this stretch of winning 8 out of 9. They're averaging 7 apiece. The former Marlin Tim Anderson leading it off. Ward, Soler, Darno in the middle. Renifro, Adele, Paris at the end. Shonowell and Makata up there at the top of the order. We'll see in the first inning. Tim Anderson getting his first start of the series.
And wearing his favorite number 7, but he's wearing 77.
And there's a base hit up the middle for Tim Anderson against his former team.
And let's take a look at Cabrera's numbers this year. In 7 starts, does not have a win. The ERA sitting at 5.5, although his last 3 outings, he's pitched much better than that. If he pitches as well as he has in his last 3 games, he'll get a win here today. Got to keep his double play in order.
Nolan Shonowell is up. He takes that curveball for a strike.
The Angels do not run very much, but if they look at the numbers of success with stolen bases against Cabrera, it might get them to think twice. Tim Anderson has some speed.
Pitch outside.
Really like the way this kid swings the bat. Shonowell, he really clears his hips out of the way. When he decides to swing the bat, when he decides to make that decision, man, he really clears the hips and he gets the barrel of the bat over the heart of the plate consistently, and that's why he's so consistent.
His 13-game on-base streak, including a .395 average.
In his on-base percentage, like 500 in that streak.
Yep. And he hasn't struck out in 35 plate appearances.
Wow.
So he takes the walk. He's a modern hitter. There goes Anderson, but Shonowell does swing at it. Fouls it off to our left.
Ron Washington is a veteran manager. Of course, he's been in the game of baseball for some 55 years, I think he told us the other day. They're going to run today. Tim Anderson had a really good jump, and had Shonowell not swung at, he probably would have swiped the bag.
Tim has 122 career steals. He had 4 with the Marlins last season. Pickoff play. Marlins did get a pickoff last night.
That's the second engagement, so more than likely he'll be on the move. And if you're Cabrera, I mean, it's not the end of the world, and we're going to start to see more guys do this because it's so tough to defend the steal. You're going to see more and more guys throw over that 3rd time, anticipating that that base stealer is going to try to get that bag and pick him off. It's probably your best chance of getting him anyway.
Anderson doesn't go. Shonowell takes down low.
You want to make it happen here 2-2 against Shonowell, because you know if it goes 3-2, they're going to put the runner in motion, and that takes the double play out of the situation. Make it happen right now in the 2-2 count.
Yeah, that's down low on the change. 3-2.
So now what you're hoping, Craig, you're hoping for a strikeout, throw him out, but you just told me that this cat don't strike out.
Doesn't strike out. He walks more than he strikes out. 25 walks, 24 strikeouts on the year.
We're going to hope for a strike him out, throw him out.
You think Anderson is going?
Yes, I do. Why wouldn't he go? You just told me this guy has not struck out in 35 times. You could send him if you wanted to.
Going to hold you to it. There he goes. Pitch on the way, fouled off.
I almost bet you dinner. That 2-2 pitch was important because you keep your double play in order. You can still get the double play, but you would like to have had him do something in a 2-2 pitch.
Runner goes, fouled off again.
I don't know what it is with Sandy and Cabrera, but whenever they pitch, there's on average at least 15 to 20 foul balls from the opposition. Curveball, 4-seam, changeup, 4-seam. He hasn't used that curveball, but on the very first pitch, he could show it to him again now if he wants to. It's been his best pitch, really.
Anderson doesn't go in this one, and he strikes him out on the curveball.
See, he showed it to him on the first pitch. It's a difference if you show it to him like 1, 2, 3 times. He showed it to him on the first pitch, and then he finished him off on the 9th pitch with that nasty 87-mile-per-hour curveball. That's just filthy.
You saw the location, Rod, very close to the strike zone. It was competitive. It looked like a strike, and that's why he was able to get the first K of Shawnuel in 36 plate appearances. That's the second best active streak.
We put that reverse curse on him.
Yes. So that is gone now.
Tim wasn't running on that play either.
No, and that's amazing. Ron Washington had him going a few times. Maybe some respect to the veteran there at first. John Moncada with a shot down the line. That's foul. Tim Anderson, now 31 years of age. Hit .214 for the Marlins in his 65 games last year. Just didn't happen for him, unfortunately.
Yeah, they let him go right around Independence Day in July 4th, and that's when they called up Xavier for the second time, and Xavier pretty much has held on to that shortstop position from that day until he went on the injured list about 10 days ago. Did you say he was eligible to come off today?
He is eligible. There was no roster move made. We did have a conversation, I know, with Clayton McCullough today. We'll see how the team looks at it. There's a foul tip grabbed by Ramirez, so a strikeout for Cabrera. That's his second.
And let's take a look at how they worked Ward in last night's contest. They had some success until late. This guy's been an extra base machine. Fastballs up, sliders down. Not a whole lot over the heart of the plate. 15 pitches seen.
Pickoff play down the first. Anderson back there, making Anderson work here.
Ward is one of those guys that doesn't handle the ball away from him. He has that swing like Norby, so to speak. If you throw him inside, he'll inside out the ball and hit it to center field or right field. So you have to throw him away. I mean, really get it away to get him to chase if you're going to get him out consistently.
There's a fastball and a good sinker. 97. Look at the placement on Ward, who has an incredible streak going. He broke the club record last night. Extra base hit in 10 straight games. He did that with a double in the bottom of the 9th. Brian Dozier with Anderson going. And the throw not in time. Did he come off the base? They tag him. He did come off the base. And they got him after he successfully had the base. So the Marlins get out of the inning. We'll go to the second. No score here in Anaheim.
The Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. $250K on the line every day.
Time to pick a side. Favorites.
Underdogs.
New York.
Tampa.
I don't know what to do.
Just pick a side.
Win your share of $250K or more every day. Plus, new players get up to $100 back in bonus bets.
It's berry season. The juiciest, sweetest, most beautiful berries. Hand-picked by growers we trust. Delivered daily. Handled with love and care every step of the way. Freshness is what's in season. Only at Publix.
Over the years, you've built equity in your home. And over the years, life happens. And through life's ups and downs and ups again, when you need money for some of life's necessities, now your home can pay you back. Let us show you how you can access $45,000 or more. Give us a call or visit us online at loandepot.com today.
Take me out to my TV on FanDuel Sports Network. Yeah, yeah. Marlins games, announcers, and more Marlins games that I mentioned. They have the Marlins. Stream now.
Welcome back here to Anaheim. No scores. We go to the top of the second in this rubber game. Hey, suit up the season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, T-shirts, and more. Visit MLBshop.com, the official source for your Marlins gear. Top two here At the Big A, Kyle Stowers is up. What happened last night? He was only 1 for 5, Rod, last night.
He's human.
Hitting .316. What a year. 10 homers, 31 RBIs. Good cut there, the four-seamer.
He struck out a couple times yesterday on a pitch up in the strike zone. And for me, and it's easy to say, he was over swinging a little bit yesterday. But that happens, though. When you're going as good as he is, I mean, you think you can do anything in the batter's box. And every now and then you'll have a game where you just kind of get out of whack. And he was a little out of whack for me yesterday with some of those big swings he was taking.
Now, how do you avoid that today with a guy throwing 87? Looped down the left field line. Moncada giving it a look. He lost it in the sun.
Almost fair.
The ball was foul. It was curving. Probably only a couple of feet shy of being a fair ball.
Once again, against a guy like Kyle Hendricks, I mean, he's not going to overpower you. He lost this ball, and this ball only landed about 6 inches foul. Nearly a fair ball. I thought it was going to land fair when it left his bat. But again, you have to take what he gives you. And Kyle on Friday night had that real nice couple of at-bats where he hit the ball the other way. It's exactly what he needs to try to do here against Kyle. And if we get enough guys doing that, we'll have success today.
Well, that's what Pedro Guerrero was talking about today. Good team at bats in a key. That's fouled back.
And the one thing about Kyle Hendricks is you can never really look breaking ball and catch up to a fastball. But you can look breaking ball against him and still foul his fastball off because he doesn't throw that hard.
11-game hit streak, a 21-game on-base streak for Kyle Stowers.
He threw Kyle Stowers that same sinker that he struck out Sanchez with. Starts it off the plate inside and then cuts. It tails to the inside corner.
That's driven in the air to center field. Kyron Paris makes the catch. Here's our afternoon Baptist Health matchup. Eric Wagaman, longest active hit streaks at Angel Stadium, the second. Behind Marcus Semien with a 10-gamer, tied with Guerrero and Julio Rodriguez.
Might as well keep it going. Defensively, Wagaman is the only guy on our team that they don't overshift on. They're pretty much playing regular positions. Everybody playing no shade. I mean, that's second base, shortstop, first base. No overplaying Wagaman, and the reason for that is he's been hitting the ball all over the ballpark. And Ron Washington knows him from having him last year.
Got 4 RBIs in the 2 games so far. Home run the other night. More on Wags with Kelly.
Hey guys, before the game, over 1,500 Little Leaguers parading on the warning track, and Eric Wagaman was out there for about 20 minutes signing autographs and taking pictures. He says his old Little League team was one of the ones parading. How cool is that?
That's a day those kids will never, ever forget.
Get on the field? Are you kidding?
They won't forget getting the autograph either.
And that too, from one of their own.
Hometown.
I'm sure Wags told me he came to many games here as an Angels fan growing up. David Eckstein was his favorite player. Then later, as he got older, Mike Trout. Stays alive there on the changeup. So far, you can tell it's been a tricky adjustment here for the Marlin hitters.
They're having a difficult time of staying back. And I also told you his changeup is not your typical changeup where it fades into the right-handers and away from the lefties. His is opposite. It acts almost like a slider.
And the Marlins don't have that traject machine on the road that they do at home, where they can see this speed exactly coming at them. There's the numbers. The first 7 outstanding with the Cubbies. All 9 of them with the Cubbies, but last year they got to him.
Yes, they did. He had a bad year last year, which is why the Cubs decided to part ways with him after 11 seasons. He had a really nice career on the north side of Chicago.
That's outside, led the majors in ERA, 2.13 back in 2016. He was third in the Cy Young voting. That the year the Cubbies won the World Series.
World Series champion as well.
A changeup at 80, and he gets Wagaman for his second strikeout of the ball game.
His top fastball pretty much 87 miles an hour, and this changeup is 80 miles an hour, so only a 7-mile-per-hour differential. Usually you'd like to have 10, but his changeup is a really good pitch for him.
And a lot of drop, you could see, almost had a look of a curveball.
His changeup is still a good pitch, but when he was throwing about 90, 91 early in his career, the changeup really was a valuable pitch for him because he had that 10-mile-per-hour differential in speeds.
Connor Norby, 344 last 16 games, 21 for 61. And a ground ball softly hit. That's foul. 3 homers, 13 ribbies now for Norby. What a difference when you throw his bat into the lineup. He's looking like he looked last year now.
Looks comfortable. It didn't look comfortable to me in spring training.
Oh, 2 got him. Third strikeout for Hendricks. 6 up, 6 down so far for the Fish.
Hurry in for a great deal on the most awarded SUV brand, Jeep. There's only one.
Right now, get employee pricing plus finance and get $2,500 total bonus cash allowance on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. See your South Florida Jeep brand dealer today.
Make the most of Memorial Day at the Home Depot.
So what are you working on?
We're adding some color.
Bringing summer inside.
All in one coat.
14 days of Memorial Day savings are happening now at the Home Depot.
Blind spot that's never out of sight. How it should be. The Hyundai Tucson.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for $239 a month. Plus, eligible customers get $1,000 military bonus cash. Hurry in.
Here at Once Upon a Farm, we chose the Capital One Venture X business card. With no preset spending limit, our purchasing power adapts to meet our business needs. And unlimited double miles means we earn more too. What's in your wallet?
Hurry in for a great deal on the most awarded SUV brand, Jeep. There's only one.
Right now, get employee pricing plus finance and get $2,500 total bonus cash allowance on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. See your South Florida Jeep brand dealer today.
Welcome back. Big crowd here on hand. They had 28,000 first night, 29,000 last night. We'll have upwards of 35, I would think, today at least.
It's a wonderful weekend crowd, holiday weekend crowd.
Taylor Ward is up. First pitch swinging, high pop up. They're going to have to battle the sun. This is not routine. Sanoa backpedaling makes the catch. That high sky, hardly any clouds here.
I've noticed that a lot of these Angels today are swinging early and often against Cabrera. They probably have noticed the transformation in the fact that he's throwing a lot of strikes these days.
Jorge Soler makes that pitch out of the zone, 1-0. Yeah, last 3 starts. Very impressive. He has not gotten a victory yet this year, but as we mentioned, only 3 walks, 13 strikeouts. Misses on the 4-seamer. Their average has been down in the past in his history. That only a 220 lifetime average, but this year was upwards close to 300. Now down to 272. There's a strike on the curve.
That curveball works against Soler. but you got to get it away from him. You know, we know what he can do to hanging breaking balls.
And another one buckled. Soler.
He wouldn't throw him 3 in a row, would he?
He's throwing that curve a quarter of the time now, 24%.
He started this one right at him.
Wow.
Sometimes veteran hitters like Soler, they'll set you up, though, like that.
2-2, he did go with the curveball, and he struck him out. Another quality curveball that looked like a strike and darted out of the zone for his 3rd K.
The reason why this pitch sequence is very good is he started him off with 2 fastballs at 98 miles an hour. Then he comes back with 3 knee buckling breaking balls to finish him off. And the location of the last one, and also that location of his first strikeout to the number 2 hitter, Shonowell, was tremendous.
Travis d'Arnaud driving deep left field. And it will find the gap. Actually will bounce over the wall for an automatic double for d'Arnaud. He was first pitch swinging and looked like he was ready for that heater.
That's exactly what they've been doing. And they know that Cabrera is going to try to get ahead with that first pitch fastball. d'Arnaud, he's had success against the Marlins in the past. A lot of that when he was with the Atlanta Braves as their backup catcher.
d'Arnaud is now 5 for 9 on first pitches put in play this year. So here's Luis Rengifo. Well, the averages will not impress you at the bottom of this order. d'Arnaud 191 coming in, 217 for Rengifo. Then Adele and Paris are both under 200, but there is power there. Adele and Paris 6 homers apiece. Rengifo swings and misses 0-1 on the curve.
Apparently Cabrera and Ramirez has got that memo that they're looking for first pitch fastballs. That was a nasty off-speed pitch to lead off Rengifo. I mean, nasty.
There's that changeup, which again is one of the hardest in all of baseball.
I told you the other day that Ron Washington, after watching Sandy pitch, of course Ron Washington, their manager, saw Sandy pitch a bunch in Atlanta.
Back the middle and hit Cabrera. Going to be a tough play. The thriller first, not in time, they say. First and third, Lopez responding. That was very close at first.
It'll go as a base hit, and more than likely, if it's not slowed down by Cabrera, hit him in the hand, I think, in the bare hand. And Lopez able to get over there and make a play.
But he's going to challenge this.
They may have a play. He may be out. He is out.
That nicked off Cabrera. Good job by Lopez to respond to the deflection. The crew chief is Jordan Baker. He'll make the announcement.
Real quick, I'll finish what I was saying about Ron Washington. He said in that start he watched the other day with Sandy, the one thing that was different about Sandy is he wasn't throwing that changeup. Ron Washington said he wasn't throwing his changeup, and he said he remembered when he was in Atlanta 2 years ago, that was Sandy's best pitch, but he's wondering why he had departed from it.
The runner's out. Miami retains it.
All right, so the out is made. Good challenge by the Marlins. 1-6-3 it goes, and we'll get out of the second inning here. Still scoreless in Anaheim.
The crispiness, the chewiness, the straight-up deliciousness. It's not just good, it's oh my goodness! Wow, it's exciting.
I'm getting 5% cash back on the monthly category I choose when I pay with my debit card.
You gonna go?
Where do we go from here?
Home.
Oh, okay.
You can pay your own way.
I grew up with my grandparents. My grandmother loved cooking, so I associated with love. When I make food, people are enjoying it. That makes me happy too. As a small business owner, there's certain things that I have to absolutely rely on. Internet service is one of those things. Spectrum being reliable allows me to work on other things in the restaurant. I don't have to worry about that. We're able to place orders for supplies on time, quickly, and easily. The speed is there, it's fast, it works all the time. Spectrum allows us to connect with customers through our POS. You know, Spectrum is keeping the customer's information safe. If my grandmother could see either restaurant, I mean, she would absolutely be super proud of me, yeah.
Fast, reliable internet, starting at $40 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep your business connected.
Tune in tomorrow for the Marlins Live pregame show, presented by your South Florida Hyundai dealers. Kelly Sacco will host. Mr. Rod Allen, according to his people, will make a special appearance again.
I will be on the pregame show, and it's a little earlier for you folks back in Miami, so be sure to tune in after you've had some nice barbecue and enjoyed some nice family time with your family.
Yes, 5 o'clock out west, 8 o'clock where you are watching. If you're watching on the East Coast, Matt Mervis is up. Makes a beautiful curveball from Kyle Hendricks. Was talking to Pedro Cabrera, the hitting coach, today. He said, trying to get him to use his legs a little more as it stands a little upright, trying to get Mervis going.
He's just way too rotational with his upper body.
Out in front of that change.
It's a perfect example right there. When you have this much energy in your upper half and that front shoulders flying off the ball prematurely, it's just a tough to see. Look at the upper body. Not even really seeing that ball. We talked about it yesterday, and what he needs to do, he needs to tell himself, get jammed. I got to get jammed. I mean, fight one off one time. Instead of trying to be out in front of everything, you have to do it. You have to do it.
Ground ball, third base side, and it's a base hit. It's in left field, so Mervis is going to get a double out of it off the end of his bat. Look at him. Look at that celebration.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I mean, right off the end of the bat, I mean, he couldn't have thrown it down there any better.
Got under the glove of Moncada.
And Moncada should have knocked that ball down. By him not knocking it down, it's a double. It should have been a single. He's kicking himself because he didn't knock it down.
Good for Matt Mervis. It has been a struggle after a wonderful start out of the gate. There was a while he was among the top home run guys. He's been stuck on that 7 for a while as Eric Hill takes that ball.
Hill can handle the bat. I don't know if he'll bunt to get Mervis over to third base. And so he's sitting there with one out, or if he'll try to hit it in that direction. But he's got a job to do.
He drives that one to left field and deep and off the base of the wall. Mervis had to make sure that it was not going to be caught, so he just advances 90 feet. But Derek Hill with a double and back-to-back two baggers of a different variety have the Marlins in business here in the third.
I know a lot of people at home probably thinking Mervis should have scored, but I don't know how he really scores. It looks like he played it right. He went halfway. That's about as far as you can go, and the ball hit the left field, and the ball just hit off the wall and bounced right back to the left fielder, and he got it back in. So they made the right decision. I mean, I don't know how he plays it any other way. As a rule of thumb, though, once you see the outfielder's numbers, you know he's not going to catch it. So a lot of times you can cheat a little bit.
So Noah is up. That might have helped it because of the way that ball came off, almost like a highlight player taking a ball off the wall. Had he gotten let's say a good jump or what you did, he might have went and he would have been thrown out by 20 feet with a good relay. Excellent play by Ward in left field to take that bounce. That's punched in the air to center field. Parrish is deep. Mervis is tagging. There'll be no throw to the plate. That's a sac fly. Parrish throwing to third. That keeps Hill anchored. And the Marlins lead 1-0. Now a message from Estrella. So a sac fly by Sanoa. Good piece of hitting for Javier. Gets the RBI, his 12th. Top of the order, here's Jesus Sanchez.
So Noha has already made a couple of nice plays in the contest. He held the tag on Tim Anderson in the first after he overslid the bag and gets a big sac fly right there.
Sanchez, the lone player in the lineup with a home run off Hendricks in his career.
It wasn't just a home run either. It was not just a home run.
One pitch. Went after that four-seamer. Here's what you're talking about, Rod.
It was in
Wrigley Field.
Straight away center field. I mean, you don't see many balls go straight away center field over the gate up against the batter's eye. I mean, this ball was killed by Jesus. Oh, my goodness.
And after that one on the change, that's been an effective pitch. He struck out twice here today. That bomb was last year in April, 460-footer. On a four-seam fastball. Guess what? He hasn't seen too many of those here today.
Kyle Hendricks is one of those guys that has reverse splits. He does better against right-handed batters than he does against the left-handers.
Agustin Ramirez getting a look at Hendricks for the first time. Takes that one down low. 4 strikeouts for Hendricks.
And the reason why the numbers are really good against left-handers is the fact that that changeup, he's fearless with that pitch. He'll throw it to the righties, but not nearly as much as he will to the left-handed batter.
That's off the end of the bat.
The second time that Ramirez has a cued one. He's having a very difficult time of staying back, and he has that same issue that Mervis has. Upper body, too rotational. It starts with your lower half, your legs. You got to have a good foundation.
Curveball, 73 miles an hour, up high, 2 balls and a strike. The Marlins do have I noticed a new pool table on the home clubhouse.
Is that right?
Those cue shots work a little better in there, but so far so good here today. Here's the 2-1. That's outside. 3-1. Ramirez, 250 hitter with runners in scoring position. 5 for 20, a couple of homers.
And quite frankly, Kyle doesn't mind if he walks Ramirez.
A chopper to third. Moncada will handle it, throws across the diamond for the out, but the Marlins do get a run on a couple of doubles. They lead 1-0.
This summer, Citi is bringing the vacation to home. Like your tickets to the blockbuster movie. VIP seating at your favorite spot. Mornings that start with room service. And a front row seat to all the fireworks. And right now at Citi's Memorial Day event, get up to 40% off doorbusters. Plus 7% off store-wide or 48 months no interest. Citi Furniture, designed for love.
1 second she can't walk. Then she can. 1 second you're single. And then you don't want to be. 1 second it's a pipe dream. And the next, it's a dream come true. 1 second you feel safe. And then,
the police are on their way.
well, you still do.
1 time now for MLB News and Notes. A rivalry between the Cleveland Guardians and the Detroit Tigers started way back in 1901. Last night, Cleveland won in extras, but today, the Tigers defeated the Guardians 5-0. They now lead the all-time series record by 1 game. It was all behind a Maddox by Tarek Skubal. 94 pitches, 13 strikeouts, guys. Those 13 strikeouts, the most in a Maddox since they began tracking it in 1988. And how cool is this? He was college teammates with last night's hero for the Marlins, Jansen Junk. They played together at Seattle University. I chatted with Jansen. He said he always knew that Skubal had what it takes. Even at 18 years old, he had this mound presence, this raw talent, this routine, and this competitiveness. He said he knew how to establish himself. And he said even after Tommy John, he knew he would bounce back. The two still stay in touch. He said he's really enjoyed being able to see what he's done at the big league level from afar. How cool is that?
How was Jansen feeling today, Kelly?
He was feeling good. Big smile on his face.
Yeah.
He was going out there. I mean, how could he not? He did say he got in on Friday, so he had a good night's rest prior to last night's game.
Hard an effort last night as Adele takes that pitch. A little high, 3-1. How about Jansen Junk last night? 5 innings, 6 hits, 1 run in relief. Just called up, and he got a save, too. 4 strikeouts in the game. Fastball.
I was
the Angel dugout.
fortunate enough to broadcast in Detroit for 16 years, so I saw at least 150 of those Cleveland-Detroit matchups. And the one thing that Detroit has always had, they've always had a real nice ace. It started with Jack Morris, Verlander. Now they got Skubal.
High fly ball left field. Stowers is calling for it. Says Derek Hill, you stay away. I got this one.
And those two cities are close in proximity. Cleveland and Detroit, about 2 hours from one another. So fans always travel to each other's city, which makes it a nice little rivalry.
Toledo Mudhens, I think, were affiliate at some point.
Still are.
Of the Tigers, right? Minnesota some years ago, and Tigers now, right?
Yes.
Toledo Mudhens.
That's exactly who they are.
Games there, Lucas County Stadium. Kyron Paris is up. At the time, the old ballpark was, I think it was built on it was like a horse track originally, because the press box was way over on the third base side where the finish line would have been. Paris, did he go out? Yes, he did go, says Jordan Baker, the crew chief. That's a strikeout. That's the 4th strikeout. First time through the order for Edward Cabrera.
Yeah, this one comes on the slider. And he's gotten a couple on the curveball, but this one on a real nice slider that Paris could not check his swing.
So here's Tim Anderson. Here's one of the 2 Angel hits. He had a single to start off the ball game. That's hammered foul. Kelly's talking about what's going on around baseball. The Phillies are going after their 10th straight win, but they are trailing 3-2 to the A's. They have really done it. Some damage to the A's.
Stick around. That Phillies team not done yet.
A's have dropped 11 in a row. Many of those courtesy of the Phillies. They've played 2 series during this streak. Angels' 8-game win streak was snapped last night by the Marlins. Ronald Acuna has not homered yet today. Padres and the Braves are 1-1. They'll go down to first, and it is another strikeout on the check swing. So that's number 5 for Cabrera, and after 3, the Marlins lead 1-0.
The Shaq-a-Roni's back at Papa John's with more pepperonis and over ½ a pound of cheese.
So many orders, we had to staff up.
I am here to work, people. Where's the garlic sauce?
Is he always here? He's everywhere. We're making you a Shaq-a-Roni for $12.99.
That's right. I live here.
At Leon, you can enroll now from May 1st to May 31st and be effective June 1st because we are 5 stars. When you enroll in Leon Health, you gain access to Leon Medical Centers, where we guarantee you can see your primary care physician within 24 hours, a specialist within a week, and if necessary, a same-day appointment for diagnostic imaging. Enroll today. Call 305-642-LEON. 305-642-5366.
Pack your summer with wonder and wild fun at Busch Gardens Tampa Bay. Make wild friends with over 800 animals. Go on wild rides across over 25,000 feet of coaster track. At the all-new Wild Oasis Kids Adventure, Awaken Wonder, and brave family-friendly drops. Make your summer nights even more spectacular with shows from day to night, like the all-new Wild Skies Drone Show. Explore the wild this summer at Busch Gardens Tampa Bay. Save up to 50% on tickets, fun cards, and passes during a Memorial Day sale. Hurry, offer ends soon.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Now, well-qualified buyers can get 0.9% financing for 60 months on this Silverado. That's over $6,600 in average finance savings. Plus, get $3,500 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet, the #1 selling truck brand in Miami and Fort Lauderdale.
Welcome back as we go to the top of the fourth. There's Otto Lopez. Otto grew up in the Dominican Republic, but he moved to Montreal when he was around 9 years old. Spent a lot of his youth in Canada, back and forth. Speaks fluent French.
Yes, he does. Bright fella.
Spanish, English, and he's 0 for 1 in this game. I had to ask him, being Montreal, he said yes, he did skate. Picked up hockey a little bit. Played with his buddies. Of course, a great baseball player, great athlete. That's a wonderful city. It's too bad it's no longer on the major league circuit.
I wish they were.
0-1 pitch, line to center field, base hit for Otto Lopez. Around baseball, Rod, we mentioned the shot by Jesus Sanchez. Watch this. Hardest hit ball in the StatCast era today. O'Neill Cruz. His 11th homer came in the bottom of the third, 122.9 miles per hour.
He's scary, man. 123 miles an hour off the bat. I mean, that is just, that's freaky kind of stuff right there, man. It's freaky kind of stuff.
There's Kyle Stowers, 123. The sinker's inside. Off to Bata Cruz. Pirates lost the game 6-5. They had a 5-3 lead, gave up 3 in the 8th. It's been a rough go. They're 19-35.
I bet you he shows up quite a few times on some of the hardest hit balls in the StatCast era. As a matter of fact, the top 2, 122, 122. Then it's Stanton that shows up 3 times. A couple of aircraft carriers. When we saw Cruz earlier, he was playing uninspired baseball. He did not play well at the beginning of the season. He was not happy. They benched him for 1 game. He was making a lot of mistakes in the outfield. He's playing good baseball now under the new skipper, Don Kelly.
Don had a very short stint with the Marlins.
He's already been bounced out of a couple of games already. Only been manager for a couple of weeks. He's been kicked out twice. And Don Kelly's a mild-mannered man.
Yeah. A couple of short stints with the Marlins. Pirate fans, they're blue-collar fans. They like that.
Jim Leland loves Don Kelly. And I'm sure Jim Leland had a lot to do with him getting that managerial stint. Jim lives in Pittsburgh, so I'm sure him and DK talk a lot.
Jim will be going to the Marlins Hall of Fame this season. High pop-up by Stowers. He's upset with the at-bat. Fighting off the sun is Moncada and makes the catch. Jim Leland, Luis Castillo, and Jack McKeon will be honored at Lone Depot Park and going to the new Marlins Hall of Fame, joining the lonely representative right now, Jeff Conine, who's the lone Hall of Famer earlier this year in the Marlins Team Hall of Fame.
Jim Leland was a tremendous manager, tremendous communicator. I mean, he was great with the media. He knew how to handle the players. He knew which buttons to push. Tremendous, tremendous motivator.
Daniel, a little fake throw there. Just seeing in case Lopez came off. Leland will be July 6th. They'll be honored. He'll be at the ballpark. I'm sure we'll have him on the show. What a great manager indeed. Jack McKeon Luis Castillo later in the summer. Talked to Trader Jack just before the season. 94 years young, doing great. Lives in Greensboro, North Carolina. Kind of 0-1 on Wagaman. Here's that four-seam fastball.
And Wagaman did not like that call. And by Charlie Ramos, the home plate umpire. He might throw him another fastball here.
There goes Lopez. Pitch taken. Throw to second. Diving in is Lopez. And Otto gets his 5th stolen base of the year.
If you were with us last night, we told you their starting catcher, O'Hoppe, he does not go down to that one knee like Darno does. When Lopez takes off, he has to come off the knee, and he basically throws from one knee, and he throws a strike down to second base, but not before Lopez swipes the bag.
Now RBI chance with a single for Wagaman.
See, Darno goes down to that left knee on the ground.
Wagaman hits it deep to right field. Adele to the corner. It's curving. It's out of play. That ball kept carrying, though, and the way that wall comes in, it's crowned. It does that right turn like you see maybe at Fenway Park, Yankee Stadium, I believe.
It closes in on you in a hurry.
Yes. The foot mark is about 350 feet to left field. And it's probably around closer to 340 and where the pole is. There's the 350. A few years ago, they put the number exactly where the footage is. It used to be different here. So where it says 350 is 350. It's a little tricky to see there, but when you go out there, the wall is crowned pretty heavily. Probably comes in, Rob, would you say almost 10 feet on the line.
Right.
1-2 to Wagaman. That is taken inside, four-seam fastball.
Good take. Really good take by Wagaman. That did not miss by much. And especially with 2 strikes, it's a good take.
Got him out in front. A high pop-up in the infield.
Guys just can't stay back.
Anderson has it.
But we knew it would be a problem. I mean, this is like Belloso. This is what Belloso does. We watch Belloso do this every 5th day, and now in the bullpen. Lots of lazy flyouts. Guys can't stay back. It's the same kind of thing.
End of the bat. How many
guys queuing balls?
Must be four or five off the end of the bat.
Lopez had a nice at bat. He stayed back long enough to drive one up the middle the other way for a base hit.
Here's a guy who's been hitting well, as good as anybody lately, Connor Norby.
They got the right guy standing in the batter's box.
Connor really working on that middle to outside pitch, and then yesterday on the inside pitch, hit it out of here. And there's a base hit. That'll drive in the run for Connor Norby, another RBI. Hard base hit, aggressive at bat for Norby, who knocked in 3 in the ball game yesterday, and had a couple of hits also on Friday night. What a series.
And stolen base by Lopez pays huge dividends because it gets Norby to the dish, and he gets that changeup at the top of the strike zone and hits it right back where it came from. And for a 2-out knock, which is what they've done so well all year. Norby looks like he's in a real good place right now.
Norby's up to 292 on the year. Big swing from Mervis and a miss. He had a double off the end of the bat that somehow got under the glove of Moncada. He deserves a break. And he finally got one. And wound up scoring the first run of the game on the sac fly by Sanoa. So Mervis trying to make it 2 for 2.
Hopefully it gets him going. And Kyle, he knows Mervis. They both played for the Cubs briefly. Mervis wasn't there that long, but I'm sure and Kyle knows all about him. He knows he's got mad power.
High fastball. 2-1 to Matt Mervis.
If you're Mervis right here, though, I mean, this next pitch, at least for one pitch, you can look for a changeup, but you got to tell yourself to stay back. If he throws you a fastball, so what? But you can tell yourself for at least one pitch, I'm going to sit changeup.
I watched the changeup, and you heard the bench go, "That a boy, nice job laying off that changeup that he went after a couple of times first time up."
He might get another one.
3-1 count.
And a little throw over to make sure that and Norby knows that Kyle Hendricks hasn't forgotten about him.
Got on that changeup that time out of the zone. Full count now on Mervis.
He should know beyond a shadow of a doubt that he's not going to really give him anything really too good to hit. And first full count today for Hendricks.
Norby going, Mervis swinging, misses the changeup, and that is a strikeout number 5 for Hendricks. The Marlins add to their lead though here in the 4th.
3 for Me, only at Chili's, now serves up the all-new Big QP for just $10.99. And that's 85% more beef than some quarter-pound burger. Yeah, hey, fast food, this is how you value meal. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
When you call Florida home, special moments call for a little magic.
Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest, laughing back and forth at what the other has to say. Reminiscing this and that and having such a good time. Oodle-lolly, golly, what a day. Oodle-lolly, golly, what a day.
Start your next special moment today with the Florida Resident Summer Magic Ticket.
Giant. It's a giant, so.
Oh, the giant!
Giant! It's a giant!
Magellan Outdoors. Buy one, get one 50% off at Academy. The rules of underwater basket tennis are a little unclear, but that doesn't mean it doesn't rule. Metal frame pools start at just $299.99.
What do you got there, Larry? Time machine? You gonna go back and see how the pyramids were built or something? Nope. Ellen and I want to go on vacation, so I'm gonna go back to last week and buy a winning lottery ticket. Can I come? Only room for one.
How am I getting home?
Sitting on my lap like last time, Ronald.
Fine, but I'm bringing this.
All right.
Or you could try one of these savings options.
The right money moves aren't as far-fetched as you think.
There it is. See? Told you it's gonna all work out. Thanks, future me.
Weekday baseball, sizzling deals as well. The Marlins host the Rockies June 2nd through the 4th. You can take advantage of offers like 4 for $44. Get your tickets now at marlins.com/tickets. Coming up early June, good homestand, the Giants and then the Rockies. First, though, 4 more games on this California swing. Second of 3 this year for the Marlins out west. Pitch inside to Nolan Shanuel.
That's a strike. Cabrera throwing a lot of strikes today. 8 of 10 in first pitch strikes. He missed on the first one here to Shanuel, who he punched out his first time up, and Nolan doesn't strike out.
There's a good sinker.
Has one of your better eyes in all of baseball as far as taking close pitches, working the walk, on base percentage off the charts.
Cut on and missed on the curveball, 2-2. That has been such an effective pitch. Is that his best pitch today?
Yeah, he's getting a lot of swings and misses on that pitch. That's what he struck Shanuel out on the first time up. Completely fooled on this breaking pitch. Very seldom do you see him take swings like that. And he was fooled so badly, his hands came off the bat.
And it dropped in the strike zone, too, which is another issue.
He chokes up a little bit, too.
Almost got him again on that curveball.
You can tell why he's a good 2-strike hitter. Just got a piece of this one, but he chokes up. Different stance. The previous swing, his hands were way high. Now with 2 strikes, he chokes up and he pulls his hands down in an area where he's just trying to put the ball in play now.
He's had 89 at-bats now with 2 strikes. Now that is unbelievable. He's hitting around 250 with 2 strikes, which is a very good average. Not many guys are over 200. Pitch on the way, fouls it off. He does a lot of that too.
He did a lot of that the first time up. If Cabrera is only able to pitch 6 innings in this game, it'll be because Shanuel has seen a lot of pitches. I believe he saw 9 pitches his first at-bat today.
His mom said he started hitting a plastic baseball at 18 months old in Boynton Beach, Florida. And he's ridden all that practice and hard work to the big leagues, but gets him here. On the sinker, he struck out twice in the game. Now a message from Doral Kia.
Doral Kia is loaded with over 500 new Kia models in stock now. Test drive a new 25 Kia Sportage today. Doral Kia. Drive for less. Drive Doral.
Kind of gives you an idea of the stuff that Cabrera has today. He's punched him out twice, and the guy doesn't even strike out at all. His stuff is incredible.
He now has more strikeouts than walks. Because of that, Shanuel 26 strikeouts, 25 walks. Yohan Moncada also struck out, one of 6 strikeout victims. He's down in the count 0-2 now.
98.
Wow.
With a sinker. He's mixing his pitches
He's
up
commanding
nice.
all over the zone, Rod.
Ramirez is calling a really good game.
Comes with the changeup there. One and 2.
Here comes that curveball. That's a legitimate swing and miss pitch. And he hasn't made any mistakes with that pitch today at all. Burying it down and in.
There's the curve. That time it did not land. 2-2. Well, they talk about Edward Cabrera's stuff. We've heard it ever since he came up. And this is what you're talking about.
He's got a no-hitter in his future. At some point in time, it's all going to come together for him one night or one afternoon. He's going to throw a no-hitter.
From 0-2 to 3-2.
He hasn't had many 3-ball counts today, and he has not walked a batter.
Got him! Curveball again!
Should have known it was coming.
Number 7, and that's the 4th consecutive strikeout now for Edward Cabrera.
He fell behind and to run the count back to 3-2, but he knew he was going to throw that curveball, and it's the pitch that has been so effective for him today.
So here is the hot-hitting Taylor Ward. He has had this extra base streak. He is one shy of the American League record of 11 straight games with an extra base hit. First set by Hank Greenberg, power hitter back in the 1930s with the Tigers, well known in the baseball circles, a famous name. Jesse Barfield did it with the Blue Jays mid-80s. Alex Rodriguez did it with the Yankees. Brian Dozier did it with the Twins, the last guy to do it in 2016.
I met Hank Greenberg several times. His son used to be my agent, Steve Greenberg, when I lived in Santa Monica when I first signed my professional contract.
Softly hit the shortstop, got a little English on it, but played nicely by Lopez in a 1-2-3 inning. And now 7 retired consecutively for Edward Cabrera.
Choose the best for South Florida. Honda, with more Best Buy awards than any other brand. And pay less. Just $239 a month. Search your local Honda dealer today.
If you struggle and struggle and struggle with CPAP, you should check out Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Learn more and view important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
A family hauler that actually hauls how it should be. The Hyundai Santa Fe.
Lease a Hyundai Santa Fe for $299 a month. Plus, eligible customers get $1,000 military bonus cash. Hurry in.
When it comes to your wireless plan, don't settle for less. Get more with a free 5G phone and real unlimited data from Straight Talk. More ways to connect.
I love you.
More reasons to share. And when you spend less with Straight Talk, you can get more moments to yourself by getting something for them.
This is so much fun.
Switch to Straight Talk and get a free 5G phone on us, on America's most reliable 5G network. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com.
Get 0.99% financing on certified pre-owned Hondas, a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, and first-year oil changes on us. Search your local Honda dealer today.
Welcome back. Time now for our minor league report. Good to see Declan Cronin continue to work his way back from that left hip strain. This was a couple nights ago, Friday in St. Lucie. A couple of innings. Talked to Marlins manager Clayton McCullough. He told me this is the first time that Declan's thrown multiple innings. He came out feeling great. You love to hear that. He said they're going to give him a couple more outings. They just want to make sure that health-wise he's feeling well, guys. He's missed so much time. They said they just want to make sure they do their due diligence and give him plenty of time to make sure he's ready before calling him back up for the big league club.
A big boost, Kelly, to this already improving bullpen.
Yeah, he pitched a lot last year, and for our club, he ate up some valuable innings. He didn't give up a home run until really, really late, maybe the last week of the season before Declan gave up a home run.
Derek Hill doubled his first time up. Right off the wall in left field. It's one in the air to right. Skies it there for Adele. Gives it a look, and in fair ground, he makes the catch. The Marlins have done a better job with Hendricks the last 2 innings.
Yes, they have. Still not able to really barrel him up. We told you before the game started, he's not going to give you a lot to hit anyway. So when he does make a mistake in the strike zone, you just got to have yourself in the right position to put a good swing on it, which is hard to do.
There's Javier Sanoa, sac fly first time up, number 9 man in the order. Takes that pitch for a strike. You were mentioning the great Hank Greenberg. You got a chance to meet him?
I did several times. I told you his son Steve was my agent, and Steve would take me to lunch all the time to the Beverly Hills Country Club. So I'd sit there and have lunch with Hank Greenberg and Walter Matthau. As a 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid, I'm sitting there having lunch with Walter Matthau and Hank Greenberg. They played tennis together every day at the Beverly Hills Country Club. I think that's how Steve got most of his clients.
That ball ripped, base hit. That was sharply hit into the gap. Sanoa rounding first, and he will go to second base with a hit that Hank Greenberg would have been very impressed with off the bat.
This is some of the fastest surface in baseball. This ball is nicked by Tim Anderson. It hits his glove. It hits his glove, but he can't slow it down. The ball still almost gets all the way to the wall. This is a fast surface. So anytime you hit the ball into the gaps as a base runner, you have to be thinking about going the extra base because it's got a good chance of getting past the outfielder.
Yeah, it didn't hurt that it went 106 off the bat.
He hit one that hard.
So runner on second for Sanchez here with 1 out. Marlins get their 3rd double of the game. It's been an improving stat for the Marlins.
Extra base damage.
2 base hits in particular. 82 now on the year. They're tied for 9th in the league. Last year they were 2nd least in the National League, just 243. So that's one of those elements. Talking to Peter Bendix today, the president of baseball operations. He also mentioned the walks. The Marlins are up 0.7. Doesn't sound like a lot. It is a lot statistically.
Who did you not talk to today? My goodness.
He's on the bus.
Come on, man.
You're a chatty guy.
You're doing your homework, man. I appreciate it.
But it is a fact for the ball club to be a little better, a little more advanced, even only 2 months in with a lot of young bats, that they're taking more pitches. They're swinging in better pitches. Are they finished product? Far from that. But they like the way the progress is coming.
The word around the league is the Marlins play hard. Obviously, we're being challenged to get a lot of W's. And it might be that way the entire year, but when teams show up, they know the Marlins are going to play hard. They run out every ground ball. They hustle out of the batter's box.
3-1 is driven to deep right field. That'll bounce off the wall. So Noah will score. Here's the throw from Paris in towards second, and is sliding in with yet another double. Their fourth of the game, an RBI for Jesus Sanchez. It's 3-0 Miami.
And we showed you where he had a big hit against Hendricks last year. It was a home run in Wrigley Field. 87, top of the strike zone. He finally was able to slow himself down. He got a good pitch, and he put a really good swing on it. And when Sanchez makes good decisions in the batter's box, he does a lot of damage.
And here is Augustine. He's 0 for 2.
Now, he's had a very difficult time to stand back today. And he has a difficult time again.
High bouncer up the middle. Rengifo makes the play to first. Going to third is Sanchez. 2 men away.
Marlins trying to make it a happy bus ride over to San Diego. Usually it's a happy flight. It's a happy bus ride today.
Bus ride today. Makes a lot of sense.
You got your sweatsuit?
Marlins travel as a team.
In a sweatsuit.
In a sweatsuit.
They all look the same. Most big league teams do that now. And NBA. I'm a fan of dress, though. I don't know why. I'm just kind of old school.
I'm with you.
I wish they still dress the way that a lot of teams dress, with coats and ties. And if you didn't have a tie on, at least a coat.
Yep. The broadcasters, the television personnel does not.
I don't have a say-so. I don't have a say-so, obviously. But I just think it looks a little better.
FanDuel has a strict black tie policy.
Yeah.
FanDuel Sports Network. Hunter Strickland is starting to warm up in the bullpen.
We saw him on Friday.
Otto Lopez, did he pull back in time? He did.
Lopez has the right approach today. Just by watching Lopez, I could just tell how patient he is. And he's thinking about hitting the ball to right field. He's trying his best to stay back as long as possible.
There's a strike, 2 balls, and 2 strikes to Lopez. He's 1 for 2 in the game.
Hendricks is a veteran pitcher, and judging by the way he took the 2-1 fastball, he wasn't looking for it. He might come right back with that same pitch.
And a chopper to shortstop. Anderson, the catch and throw has him. And the inning is over. The Marlins add another run, though. Lead 3-0. Bottom of the 5th.
Memorial Day savings start now at the Home Depot. So whether you're working on a getaway just for you or a space to celebrate with friends, find everything to make it your place with savings from the Home Depot.
This summer, Citi is bringing the vacation to home. Like your tickets to the blockbuster movie. VIP seating at your favorite spot. Mornings that start with room service. And a front row seat to all the fireworks. And right now at Citi's Memorial Day event, get up to 40% off doorbusters, plus 7% off store-wide or 48 months no interest. Citi Furniture, designed for love.
This May, the spotlight is on you at the Doral Kia Signature Sales Event. Drive electric and pay 0 interest. Finance the all-new 25 EV6 at 0% APR. Or lease the bold new 25 Sportage for just $249 a month. Need more space? Lease the new 25 Sorrento for only $259 a month. Prefer to finance? Get a new 25 Sorrento or 25 Sportage at 1.9% APR. Hurry in, these deals won't last long. Get to Doral Kia today.
Over the years, you've built equity in your home. And over the years, life happens. And through life's ups and downs and ups again, when you need money for some of life's necessities, now your home can pay you back. Let us show you how you can access $45,000 or more. Give us a call or visit us online at loandepot.com today.
Welcome back. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. So far, 54 pitches 39 strikes for Edward Cabrera. He's been dazzling. 7 strikeouts, no walks, just a couple of hits. The array, the arsenal. We'll see with only 54 pitches how long he could potentially pitch into this game if he can keep it going here against this very tough lineup.
If he could pitch 7 today, it would be a beautiful thing. And they needed 5 innings out of the bullpen last night, which is a lot. And if he can get 6 or 7 a day out of Cabrera and turn it over to the back end of that bullpen with a lead, that would be a really nice recipe for success.
Back end is fresh, though, thanks to Jansen Junk, who gobbled up those 5 innings yesterday after 2/3 from Hendricks. And Lake Bacher pitched 2 2/3 in the first game, so they haven't seen any action. So that might dictate how they want to go about this with Cabrera. Soler with a check swing, and the count is 1-2. Eighth start of the year for Cabrera. There's a swing and a miss. Strikeout on the curveball. What else? And that now is a season-high 8th strikeout for Edward Cabrera.
The curveball has been a legitimate swing and miss. I mean, no one is even making contact with that pitch today. It's the second time he's gotten Soler with it. That's why Darno up there swinging at the first pitch as he did his first time up. The way that Cabrera is going today, you do not want to allow him to get ahead of you, and that's exactly what he's done most of the day. First pitch strikes and 98 on the black outside.
And now he's getting the call because he's been so consistent.
He's on one today. He really is.
Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 9 for Edward Cabrera. Now a message from Echo.
It's time to go yard. Echo, power on and on.
Luis Rengifo is up.
Usually a guy, when racking up this many strikeouts, the pitch count is going to be well elevated above 62, but that's not the case because he's been attacking.
Ground ball gobbled at shortstop, the throw to first, and it gets away from Wagaman as Lopez nearly made a sensational play. You think if Wagaman gets the bounce to get him?
It looks like he would have been out. The funny thing about that play, that's the play that Lopez was working on today in early infield drills, the backhand play. He has to go to his feet, but he gets up. Feet get tangled momentarily, but if Wagaman comes up with this, he's out, I believe.
Wagaman looked like he was anticipating the ball to go more to his right, Rod, didn't he?
Yeah, looked like he had the wrong foot on the bag. Absolutely. When you want to have that left foot on the bag in that situation.
So it goes as an infield hit, I believe, and put on the board. Yeah, they put it on the board now. So that's the 3rd hit for the Angels. Here's Joe Adell.
Those are the kind of plays you get made behind you when you're attacking the strike zone the way that Cabrera is today. Defense staying on its toes, ready to make a play.
Adell has power. He has 6 home runs, which is up and down the lineup. When I use that phrase, he has power. It's just about everybody.
Former #1 draft choice. Spent a lot of time playing in Salt Lake City over the years. That's their AAA affiliate.
There's a 4-seam fastball that missed. 6 of Cabrera's 9 strikeouts on the curve in the ball game today. Four-seamer up high. He has struck out 6 of the last 7 hitters before that base hit. A ground ball shortstop, Lopez will go to second for the out. No damage on that infield single. And we are through 5 here in Anaheim.
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. 3 times, they say words like legend and dynasty. But when you've won it all 7 times, the trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
Now, get employee pricing plus finance and get $4,000 total bonus cash. Plus, get 3.9% financing for 72 months on select 2025 Ram 1500 models in dealer stock. See your South Florida Ram dealer today.
Mom.
When this happens, they count on you.
Don't stress, sweetie. You got USAA.
And you can count on us. Count on USAA. Members who switched saved an average of $840 a year on car insurance.
I'm kind of a deal hunter. I like to make sure we got the best deal.
We used a Spectrum savings calculator before. I learned that since we're existing Spectrum Internet customers, we get a mobile line for a year.
Having a line for a year would be amazing. I looked at you and I said, how is the savings so substantial?
Yeah, with the savings, we could use it to fund some trips for us, I think.
My son is starting to need a regular phone. There's going to be a point where I think communication through the school has to be through their own phone number. So I think that we're gonna need more mobile lines.
Seems like a no-brainer. There's no risk, so might as well try it, you know?
Switch and save with one mobile line included with your internet service, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep you connected.
Baseball fans, there's a new way to experience the game at Lone Depot Park. Introducing the upgraded bullpen bar and grill, the ultimate sports lounge in left field at home that puts you in the middle of the action. Visit marlins.com/bullpen to secure your spot. Quiet bullpen here today as we go to the 6th inning. That's good news for the Marlins. Kyle Stowers' first pitch hitting, drives it to left field. Taylor Ward, that's an easy play. Stowers 0 for 3. Edward Cabrera talking to Daniel Moscas, the pitching coach. Alon Leishman, also the assistant pitching coach. Some conversation. Joe Singley, the catching coordinator, there as well. Edward with just 67 pitches in the game. Eric Wagaman is up. Takes a strike. Now, no action in the bullpen.
He's got at least 100 today. At least 100. He hasn't pitched in any stress whatsoever. No stress.
Wagaman takes that 4-seam fastball. Oh-2 count on Wagaman. Marlins heading to San Diego after the game. This a homecoming for Wagaman. San Diego will be a homecoming for Kyle Stowers. And one other Marlin.
Fauché?
Yes, Calvin Fauché. Line drive, that's a base hit for Eric Wagaman. He's going to turn first, but he will hold up after a good strong turn as Ward gets it back in. First hit of the game for Wagaman, who has now had a hit in each game of the series at least. He had 3 the first night, and he had 1 last night.
And breaking ball, top of the strike zone. He waited back long enough to catch it right off the end of the bat and snatch it back to the pull field. That ball was on the outside corner. But the velocity of 73 will allow you to reach out and pull that baseball.
And here's Connor Norby going the other way. Joe Adell will line it up. Makes the catch for the second out here in the 6th. Stay tuned till the 7th inning for the stretch. Brought to you by Celsius. That's coming up. Kelly and Rod also have the post-game show as well. Ron Washington is coming out with the left-hand hitting Matt Mervis due up. Now let's see if this is the conversation, Washington, or you're coming out of the game?
It could be the conversation. Washington.
Looks like.
Staying out there a while, though. Looks like he asked him a question, and he's getting a response. And if he hears the answer that he's looking for, he'll walk back to the dugout. He got the answer he was looking for.
Would you say that's more of an old school thing with the manager coming out
no question.
And not taking the pitcher out?
No question. Jim Leland used to do it all the time. Ron Washington does it all the time. Most managers nowadays, when they go out there, is to take them out. They don't go out to ask the kind of questions that Ron Washington asked. He did the same thing a couple days ago with Kikuchi.
Matt Mervis, ground ball to third base. Moncada handling, goes across the diamond, and he gets the out that Washington was looking for as we go to the bottom of the sixth.
Summer's here, and with the new Toyota, you can go here, surf's up, here, woo, and here.
Get 2.99% APR for 36 months on a new 2025 Toyota Tacoma Hybrid plus 500 bonus APR cash. That's just 2.99% APR on the Toyota Tacoma Hybrid.
Your summer starts here and just keeps on going.
Toyota, let's go places.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, keeps getting even better with the all-new Big QP and all this for just $10.99. With 85% more beef, it makes a quarter-pound burger look tiny and, well, yeah, tiny. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
Thanks for walking us through the plan.
Have fun with Lizzie this summer.
Doors connect us to what's important. A dedicated Fidelity advisor can help you open those doors. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll help you build a personalized investment strategy. Doors were meant to be opened.
So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh,
Life, it's joyous and at times challenging. At Baptist Health, we stand by you with the expertise you need and innovation that makes a difference. Welcome to the warmer side of care. Welcome to Baptist Health.
Bottom of the sixth, 3-0. Marlins leading Edward Cabrera, 67 pitches through 5 innings. As you look at the 3D numbers through 5.
Yeah, the curveball has been legitimate swing and miss today. 16 on that pitch, 10 on the curveball, slider, 4-seam, sinker, changeup. Everything working for him today. You can see where he's locating most of those curveballs at the bottom of the strike zone, away from the righties and down and into the left-handers. It's been an unhittable pitch today.
6 of his 9 strikeouts on the curveball. There's a slider. 9 strikeouts so far. Craig and Rod back up here in the booth. It's been impressive to watch. We'll see how long it's going to go, but only 68 pitches right now.
He's got 100 pitches in his tank for me today. He's pitched in no stress whatsoever. They continue to swing and miss. He hasn't walked anybody. 1 3-ball count. This may be the best that I've seen him. I mean, he had that 1 start in L.A. a couple of years ago, but this may be the best I've seen Cabrera in the 4 years I've been here.
Season high so far in strikeouts. He's got a chance to get the double digits and then some. We'll see how deep he can go in the game for the Marlins as they get set and try and take a road series for the first time this year. 0-2 count here on Kyron Paris. Highest put-away percentage on curve since 2021.
That's why you got to tune in for Marlins Live.
Look at that. Valdez, Burns, Fried on top. Pitch. Oh! Ramirez is looking for the strike 3 call. Didn't get it.
Uncle Charlie Morton was even on that list.
Yeah, Ramirez is going to go out and talk. That's interesting. A 2-2 pitch here. He's going to go out and talk to Cabrera.
Ramirez has a tough time of keeping his emotions in check. I mean, when he feels like it's a strike and the umpire does not give him the call, man, he has a really tough time dealing with it.
Moscas running out there too. That was
he's ready to throw the ball down third base. But take a look at his actions. This is what they're trying to get him to stop doing. And that's why he's out there talking to Ramirez. He's not talking to Cabrera. He's talking to Ramirez. You cannot act that way, even though you may be frustrated, even though it was a strike. You cannot do that to the umpires. You just can't do it. But he's only in the big leagues for the first time, and he's only been there for 1 calendar month.
It's almost good, though, that he did at least go to Cabrera, take his emotion out to him to the mound a bit, and not react any more than what you saw. Don't you think, in a way? Maybe he reacted to what you're saying. He realized he shouldn't have done it and kind of got out of town.
I agree with you 100%.
Here's the 2-2. He got him that time. That's strikeout number 10. And this time on the changeup.
Everything that is coming out of his hand today is at the bottom of the strike zone, and it's got tremendous movement. I mean, everything.
Fourth career double-digit strikeout game for Cabrera, who has struck out 7 of the last 10 hitters. His career high is still a couple away, 12. That was a couple of years ago against the Cubs at home. And here's Tim Anderson, 1 for 2.
One of the things that we always talk about regarding Cabrera, when he puts it all together, this is the kind of outing he can give you. Now, if he can do this 30 starts 20 times a year, man, oh man, it's good.
1-1 is outside. He's had a great pace. Sometimes when things aren't going his way, it seems like it takes 2 minutes for him to throw the next pitch. Obviously not with the clock these days, but the tempo has been terrific.
I also think this is a good lineup, though, that he's going up against.
Ground ball over to third, reaching his Norby, up the throw quickly. He does to get the still speedy Tim Anderson at first.
You brought it up earlier how the guys at the bottom of their order, they're not doing a very good job as far as slug or batting average, and that's one of the reasons why he's having so much success. And they don't run either. So if you shut down the bottom of their order, and if they get on, they're not running, that really plays into Cabrera's hands. Because when he has trouble, it's against teams that take a lot of pitches, like Atlanta, Philadelphia, Dodgers, some of your teams that are very patient. They're not swinging at those breaking balls that are out of the strike zone. No disrespect to Cabrera, but some teams don't swing at those pitches.
Nolan Shotwell, he is a patient hitter.
He struck him out twice.
2-0 count. It is a dangerous type of offense, Rod, when you lean on the home run as much as the Angels do. They score almost 52% of their runs via the homer, that if you should get a power outage, they don't really have the ability to manufacture runs with a bunch of hits. They're hitting only .228 as a team. They do slug, though.
That's a great point.
Look at that changeup. What a pitch. Came over the zone, 3-1.
Cabrera not relying on that changeup nearly as much as he had the previous couple of years. He's more curveball now.
And that is inside on the sinker. Boy, that, if it missed, it didn't miss by much. And that is the first walk of the ball game for Cabrera.
Good hard four-seam fastball at 97.
There's one of that one, too, for good reason. And here's Yoan Moncada. Still only a 3-run difference here. Seems more the way Cabrera is throwing. You got some power bats, though, and you got some power on the bench as well. Ron Washington decides to go in that direction.
Oh, Hoppy's on that bench.
With 14 homers. Moncada's 0 for 2.
It used to be years back when umpires had a little bit more liberty to do what they wanted to do as far as how they wanted to call the strikes and the balls. If you had a catcher behind the plate acting the way that Ramirez is acting, he would never get a strike called. Case in point, that last pitch to Shotwell could have been called a strike.
That pitch is over. 1 ball and 1 strike to Moncada. Action in the bullpen. Anthony Bender is starting to loosen up here. High leverage guy in a 3-run game. That's how the Marlins deal with the issue, no matter what the inning is. Also the lineup. Oh, there's that great curveball again.
That one bit Ramirez somewhere.
I don't know if that was foul tipped. 1-2.
Home plate umpire going to take care of him. Mess with the dirt. Maybe dust off the plate. Check with him, see if he's okay.
Well, Charlie used his foot at least on the plate. At the right thigh, it appeared.
Felt like a mosquito bite to him.
1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Down low, 2-2.
That's where
get to Mikado to go for it.
That's where he's located all those breaking balls today. He hasn't missed with any of them. This is the most pitches that he's thrown in any one inning. You want to say right around 15 pitches per inning. He's been right there all day long.
85 in the game for Cabrera. He's got 10 strikeouts. Two. That just missed inside on the changeup. When he misses, he is missing by just a little bit. Just off the plate.
Well, I hope he doesn't lose Moncada, and because he might be the end of his day.
3-2 pitch. He did lose him. Four-seam fastball got away. He's walked back-to-back hitters, and now all of a sudden, in the form of Taylor Ward, the tying run is coming up, and Clayton McCullough is coming out.
The reason why I say that this probably is the end of the road for him, as Cabrera doesn't quite agree with it, but he walked the last two batters. If you've pitched as well as he's pitched today, Craig, the last thing the manager is going to do is put you in a situation where you can lose the game. They're not going to do it.
McCullough's going to take the ball. Tremendous performance by Edward Cabrera.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can go here, surf's up, here, woo, and here.
Lease a new 2025 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $349 a month for 36 months plus $500 bonus lease cash. That's just $349 a month on the Toyota Tacoma.
Your summer starts here and just keeps on going.
Toyota, let's go places.
So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh,
life, it's joyous and at times challenging. At Baptist Health, we stand by you with the expertise you need and innovation that makes a difference. Welcome to the warmer side of care. Welcome to Baptist Health.
When comfy softness beats meet fragrant scent beats, they blend together to create an incredible feeling beyond cozy called Cozy. New Downy Comfy Cozy breathes life into your laundry.
People are good. For laughs, for snorts, for cries, and goodbyes. People are good for doing nothing or getting up to something. People are good. For you, Jim Beam. Best enjoyed together.
Baseball's global showdown returns to Lone Depot Park March of 2026. Star-studded first round of Miami will feature Venezuela and the Dominican Republic. Marlins members get exclusive priority access to this sellout event. Visit marlins.com/WBC for more. It's coming early next year, March of 26. All right, here, Edward Cabrera is out, 5 2/3 of outstanding baseball. 3 hits. Right now, no runs. 2 runners are his responsibility. 2 walks, 10 strikeouts. Now we turn our attention, Rod, to perhaps the Marlins' best reliever, Anthony Bender, who ranks first in opponent average. They're hitting just 171 against Bender.
Well, he's got to stay away from Ward. We've well documented how hot Ward has been the last month or so. You got to get that sweeper away from him. That's the pitch that Bender throws the most, followed by the sinker and then the slider.
He slings that first one in. Bender is not allowed a home run this year.
That wasn't a great pitch, that first pitch.
No, it wasn't. Another one is fouled back.
Oh, my goodness.
Bender's gone 20 innings, allowed just 12 hits, 9 walks, 16 strikeouts. He has 5 holds. And he's got Ward behind 0-2. That one gets away. Ramirez could not gobble that one. It looked like he just whiffed on it.
Yeah, that'd be a pass ball.
And that is critical there because the runners go up to second and third down.
Yeah, just that's a pass ball. Place has gotten loud. Them little leaguers.
Fastball driven. Just foul.
That would have been his 11th straight game with an extra base hit. He's sitting on 10 right now.
Tying your pal Hank Greenberg.
Right.
And a few others.
I like that sinker better here instead of the sweeper. Because he's made too many mistakes with that sweeper. I like that sinker at 97.
1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on that sweeper, Rod.
Yeah, he did.
Big strikeout for Bender. No runs on the board for the Angels. 3-0 after 6.
The Shaq-a-Roni's back at Papa John's with more pepperonis and over ½ a pound of cheese.
So many orders, we had to staff up.
I am here to work, people. Where's the garlic sauce?
Is he always here? He's everywhere. We're making you a Shaq-a-Roni for $12.99.
That's right. I live here.
When I switch to T-Mobile, you'll give me an iPhone 16 Pro, help pay off my old phone, and I still get to keep it?
That's right. No trade-in.
No!
Yes.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile, get a new iPhone 16 Pro on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your old phone up to $800.
Your summer with awe and awesome at SeaWorld Orlando. Get real close to over 20,000 animals. Race at unreal speeds across over 20,000 feet of coaster track. Chill with an Antarctic encounter. Take a thrilling Arctic adventure on the all-new Expedition Odyssey. Make your summer even more spectacular with a baby shark celebration and all-new fireworks. Go from real to unreal at SeaWorld. Save up to 55% on tickets, fun cards, and passes during our Memorial Day sale. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Over the years, you've built equity in your home. And over the years, life happens. And through life's ups and downs and ups again, when you need money for some of life's necessities, now your home can pay you back. Let us show you how you can access $45,000 or more. Give us a call or visit us online at loandepot.com today.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Marlins Team Co. LLC and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of Marlins Team Co. LLC. Top of the 7th, new pitcher in. Connor Brogdon, 30-year-old right-hander, facing Derek Hill.
And you got a shot of Cabrera down in the dugout looking at the iPad, admiring his work this afternoon.
Brogdon came over from the Dodgers, won a World Series last year. Swing and a miss for Hill. Also pitched the Phillies. You may recall him first 4+ years of his career. Broken in 2020 with the Titans.
I think Clayton McCullough got Cabrera out of the game at the exact right time. It appeared that the Angels had gotten a little bit more patient third time through. He walked a couple of batters. They stopped chasing that slider and that curveball.
Awe-inspiring effort, though, for Cabrera. This was one of those wow performances here.
It's one of the best I've seen him.
And this is a hot club, one of the hottest hitting clubs in all of baseball. They're averaging 7 runs a game in their last 9 games. 19 home runs, the most in Major League Baseball over that last week and a half. going back to May 16th. So you're not catching him cold here. And he just was dominating in the ball game today. 1-2 pitch. Hill ducks. It's 2-2. Brogdon pitched in only one game last year in the regular season with the Dodgers.
One game regular season, get your World Series win.
Yeah, it's enough.
How about that?
I do not believe he pitched in the postseason either. He pitched with the Phillies in the postseason.
And big league players are pretty cool about that. If you play 1 or 2 days with them, they'll give you a share of the money, and you'll get a ring too.
Hill strikes out there. One away in the 7th. Here's Javier Sano. He's had a good day, huh? Double in the 5th inning, scored a run, had the sac fly to drive in the first run of the game.
And a nice defensive play as well. So he's and done Sanoha type things here today. He's a good baseball player.
No coincidence. The Marlins took the lead yesterday, won the game, have the lead here, and are leading late in the 7th inning. So many games when they were going through that little skid and have lost this year, they were chasing the ball game. Many of them, they are making it either interesting or coming back as well. But that's a tough way to play night to night. Sanoa out in front.
Sanoha's favorite player, as you could imagine, and they're both from Venezuela, Jose Altuve. The Hall of Famer. Altuve is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Fouled back, I agree.
When it's all said and done.
I thought you were going to say Andres Galarraga, his favorite player.
Big cat.
No. You always kind of pick a guy your body type, don't you?
Pretty much.
Except in the case of Wagaman and David Eckstein. That's fouled back our way. Screaming just to our left.
And Sanoha is one of those kids that has nice bat-to-ball skills. Doesn't strike out often. As a matter of fact, he struck out less last year than he walked.
1-2, driven base hit. 2-hit game for Javier Sanoha.
I just love the way he comes out of the batter's box. Really, the whole team does, though. They make contact even on a routine single. Guys are sprinting out of the batter's box just in case the outfielder doesn't handle the ball cleanly. Look at him. If you don't handle it cleanly, you'll be able to take an extra base. Aggressive turn. Okay, I'll get back now.
So here's Sanchez. He doubled his last time up. Knocked in his 13th run of the year, his 3rd double of the season. He's 1-for-3.
And when Brogdon is right, and he's got a nice sinker, and he gets lots of ground balls with that pitch, and there's no doubt that's what he's trying to get Sanchez to do. Hit something on the ground.
That pitch is down low. The Angels lead the major leagues in turning double plays. They have 54 turn double plays. 56. Number 1 in all of baseball.
And that green ribbon that the players are wearing for Mental Health Awareness Month. Everybody has them on.
Pitch to Jesus Sanchez, fouls it off. Marius Oleska travels with the Marlins. He is their mental health coach.
Every team has one these days.
And I don't know about in the past that they traveled, but now it is becoming more customary. By the way, Marius is doing okay. He was leaning on the front of the dugout the other day and caught a splintered bat. Caught him right in the shin, and I believe he took some stitches.
4 of them.
Ground ball at third base, handled nicely. Moncada over to Anderson, and on the first for the unusual 5-6-3 twin killing. Sunday afternoon. Here is a rendition of God Bless America at the Big A.
Please join Aaron Rust in singing God Bless America.
Sorry, Rod. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Beautiful rendition by Aaron Rust of God Bless America. Now we head to the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Celsius.
Welcome to the stretch, fueled by Celsius energy drinks. Live fit. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Anaheim, California. Thank you so much for joining us throughout the series. It is the finale between the Angels and the Marlins. The Marlins currently leading the Angels 3-0 behind an incredible performance by Edward Cabrera, his best of the season. He has been lights out, 10 strikeouts, a new season high in the 4th time of his career that he has hit double digits. Everything working for him, especially that curveball. 6 of those 10 strikeouts coming on that pitch. He's working very efficiently today, working with a good pace, getting ahead of hitters, allowing that stuff that we have seen for years work. You see the confidence you love to see. Allowed just the 3 hits and a couple of walks, but maybe one of those walks, an asterisk to it, might have clipped the outside corner. So you really like to see this from Edward Cabrera, who has dealt with command issues in the past. Today, not the case. Keeping hitters off balance. Time now to get back to Marlins baseball after a quick break by Celsius.
Good ball game, good series here to start off this road trip. Marlins trying to get their first road series win of the year. They lead the Angels 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Marlins have 3 runs on 8 hits. They have out-hit the Angels throughout the series. Jorge Soler is up to face Anthony Bender. Came on, got a big strikeout last inning.
And Marlins had an opportunity on their last road trip through Chicago to win series against the White Sox and the Cubs, but they did not. In either of those series, they dropped the rubber game.
Marlins have 13 runs in the series, 33 hits. The Angels have 9 runs on 18 hits. Chopper to third. Norby comes in to charge and make the throw across the diamond. Rod, you're still not buying the high hop on my theory here. That just seems so many high hops.
Yeah.
Which is good for the fielders, right? You don't have those tricky, as many of those tricky low hops. But as your point, a lot of the guys are beating the ball right into the area in front of home plate.
It is bouncing rather high.
Travis d'Arnaud is up. One noise we've heard, Rod, that there's the baseball sound when they, I don't know what that instrument's called, when they pound the mound with that heavy plate.
Right.
But they've been doing that all throughout the series, around the plate. They do it everywhere.
Yep.
Pack the dirt in, but you really notice it here.
Yeah, they do that so that the pitcher can get his footing, and also the guys in the batter's box can get their footing as well. That's why they compress the dirt the way they do when preparing the baseball field.
Yeah, that landing area they really worked on before the game. They do at every ballpark, on the mound especially, and you're right, in the the batter's box, that area right there. They look like they almost add some dirt. And
where some pitchers run into trouble is, and say you have Cabrera out there that's about 6'5", and say you have a pitcher that comes in that's a little bit shorter and does not have quite the same kind of stride down the mound, and his foot kind of lands in where the heel was landing of Cabrera, and you just don't get the right footing because there's two different sizes of guys on the mound and they're trying to land in the same spot. Another thing about big league mounds, and they try to get them as close as possible, but usually the mounds in the bullpen are different from the mounds on the playing surface on the field, and that's why sometimes you see guys leave the bullpen and they struggle a little bit with their command and their control because the mounds aren't the same. They try to get them the same, but they're just not the same. That's why you see a lot of starting pitchers also start out of the gate struggling these days.
Full count here on Darno. Bender, fastball, does not get the call. The sinker he wanted, he walks off the mound. Looked like it caught the strike zone. He's got such incredible movement. You hope that the home plate ump, Charlie Ramos, does not give up on the pitch. That some hitters do because of that electrifying movement that he has. He is nasty.
There seems to have been quite a few pitches that could go either way.
Rengifo was up, nearly hit him. He bends out of the way. Luis is 1 for 2. He had that infield base hit in the 5th inning. There's the sweeper, and that is over for a strike. 1-1.
I met Anthony Bender's dad last night. He took the first bus back to the hotel. Anthony was on the second bus, so he sat there and waited for his son. It's nice to be able to share these kind of memories with your family. A lot of family on this trip, as a matter of fact. And I'm sure there'll be quite a bit of family down in San Diego, too.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out on the sweeper. That's the second strikeout for Bender, 12th for Marlins pitching here in the game. Big one there. And Joe Adell's coming up.
And that sweeper right underneath the barrel.
I got a nick of it. Good play by Ramirez to hang on.
Of Rengifo.
Yellow for 2. Ball bounces away, and going up to second will be Darno. Ramirez has had a little trouble on a few pitches today, squeezing that glove.
Well, you just wonder if his concentration level is there. To be honest with you, I mean, that one he didn't catch. It's going to be maybe another pass ball. That would be 2 of them today. But we've already watched some of the body language at some of the calls by the umpire, Charlie Ramos, that have not been called strikes. And Ramirez has thought they should have been called strikes. Just the body language. He's young. He's young. You know how you used to pout when you didn't get your way.
I still do. Not this month, because it's Mental Health Awareness Month.
And you make sure you take advantage of that, too.
Got a few more days. There's a shot. The shortstop grabbed there by Lopez. Throw across the diamond. Good, strong throw. And the Marlins are out of the inning. Will go to the 8th. 3-0 Fish.
Onboard Wi-Fi that goes wherever you go. How it should be. The Hyundai Elantra.
Lease a Hyundai Elantra for $169 a month. Plus, eligible customers get $1,000 military bonus cash. Hurry in.
Giant. It's a giant, so.
It's a giant!
Magellan Outdoors. Buy one, get one 50% off at Academy. The rules of underwater basket tennis are a little unclear, but that doesn't mean it doesn't rule. Metal frame pools start at just $299.99.
So, what do you think about the Jeep Wrangler?
Very spacious, lots of open air.
What are you going to use it for?
Thwarting international terrorism, saving the world, that kind of stuff.
Sorry, we just saw Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, and we are very excited.
Test drive?
No mission is impossible with a Jeep Wrangler.
Get employee pricing plus finance and get $2,500 total bonus cash allowance on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. See your Central Florida Jeep brand dealer today.
Marlins baseball on FanDuel Sports Network, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Top of the 8th. Marlins are pitching a shutout so far. Lead 3-0. Single runs in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Sano an RBI. Norby an RBI single. Sanchez an RBI double. Sano had a sac fly. Here's Jake Eder, 26-year-old from Boynton Beach, Florida. He was a Marlins 4th-round pick back in 2020. Marlins gave him a $700,000 signing bonus. Did not play in 2020 because of COVID, but he went right to Double-A, Pensacola. Marlins ended up trading him to the White Sox in the Jake Berger deal. Angels picked him up, called him up today, so he now goes against the team that drafted him. And greeted on the first pitch. Pop up by Ramirez, going to get on top of the Marlins dugout.
They've pretty much thrown Ramirez away all day long. And he just doesn't stay in there long enough to drive that ball the other way. We've seen him do it, so he's got it in him. But today, for whatever reason, he's kind of been pulling off everything.
Makes that four-seamer outside the zone.
But when he ever masters the ability to wait patiently and kind of take what the pitcher's giving him from time to time, which is going to be right field, he's going to be dangerous.
And he goes out of the zone there, chasing 1 and 2.
He's a lot like Mervis at this particular time, although his numbers are really good. He pulls off that ball with the upper body a lot. And when you're as big and strong and physical as Ramirez, if you take that front shoulder and you pull off the ball violently, your head's going to follow. And then your bat's in the strike zone and then out of the strike zone. You don't give yourself much of a chance.
Full count. And he's got a quick bat, too.
Yes, he does.
It's going in and out of that zone quickly.
He's got the hit tool.
And he takes the walk, too, which he does right here. Eder out of Atlanta Community High School in Delray Beach and transferred over to Calvary Christian in Fort Lauderdale. And getting a chance to go against his boyhood team. Walking the walk, much better for the Marlins this year. They have moved up to that mid-range now after being second to last year in walks drawn, or Toyota walking the walk. And one thing Peter Bendix pointed out when we were talking about that stat today was that it's early. It's only 2 months in. It sometimes takes a season or two for guys to change the way they go about the process of hitting, approaching, chasing, etc. Otto Lopez 1 for 3 in the game.
I remember in spring training, and we were talking with Clayton McCullough, and we were trying to ask him what did he expect to accomplish this year as a group, as a team, as a whole. And what he said was he wanted to try to get everybody on the roster at least 5% better. If he could get guys 5% better moving forward, they've got something special. And I can honestly say there's some guys on the roster that have gotten better. There's no doubt about that.
In 2 months, too.
He comes from player development, although he had been in the big leagues for a long time with the Dodgers, coaching first base. He started in player development, so he has a heartbeat for the younger kids and teaching the kids, and his staff is full of guys like that.
Barry Enright with a conversation here after the walk and then a 2-0 count. Kind of calmed down Jake Eater, who has had some major league time with the White Sox, but now goes 3-0. This has been a problem. Look at this series too for the Angels. The relievers have come in this around this inning. Sean Anderson inning in the third, 6 hits, 4 runs in the first game. Caden Dana came in, gave up 3 runs in the 7th inning yesterday.
Yesterday the Marlins walked quite a bit, but 4 of the walks came around the score. So they took advantage of the wildness yesterday of the Angels pitchers.
That's the first walk today issued by LA pitching. That is fouled off.
I don't know if Ramirez will be on the move here on the 3-2 pitch. I doubt it. And with nobody out. And you got a left-hander on the mound, which means he's not going to get a good jump. And on top of that, the left-hander will probably try to pick at least one time to see if he takes off too soon.
That's hit in the air to right. Adele and Paris, the center fielder, will make the catch. Paris. Well, maybe this is what Kyle Stowers needed today. He's 0 for 3 in the game. A left-hander. He leads the National League against lefties, hitting .419. He's 18 for 43. Pitch gets away. 1 ball, no strikes to Stowers. Ramirez a short lead at first. Stowers another pop-up in a frustrating day. Fighting off the sun is Moncada, makes the catch. 3 pop-ups in a row off the bat of Stowers. Haven't seen that too much this year.
No. Swing's been a little big last couple days, but it happens. And when you're going as good as Kyle was going, as a hitter, you just kind of feel invincible. You just kind of feel like you can hit anything. Then all of a sudden you go up there one day and you're kind of out of whack a little bit, and it kind of carries over. But I'm sure he'll get back to the basics tomorrow and start getting it done again.
You want some good news?
Yes.
His teammates are picking him up.
That's a beautiful thing. He's been picking them up enough.
Normally, if Stowers wasn't in the middle of it, the Marlins weren't winning the ball game.
They got Norby going last couple days.
Wagaman's had a great series. Today, good production.
It's a different guy every day.
Sanchez, the RBI double. Sanoa, bottom of the lineup, 2 for 2 with an RBI. And obviously, nobody more so than Edward Cabrera in this game.
He set the tone.
Hopefully, we'll get his first victory of the year. Two-0 count on Wagaman. He's 1 for 3. Eric Wagaman has 5 hits in the series. Came in at 242. Now at 254. Now 2-1.
He likes hitting in this ballpark too. 11-game hitting streak in this ballpark.
Calvin Fauché warming up. Hard hit up the middle, but right there is Rengifo. He goes to the base for the out. And that'll end the top of the 8th. But the Marlins still up 3-0.
Hurry in for a great deal on the most awarded SUV brand, Jeep. There's only one.
Right now, get employee pricing plus finance and get $2,500 total bonus cash allowance on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. See your South Florida Jeep Grand dealer today.
This summer, Citi is bringing the vacation to home. Like your tickets to the blockbuster movie. VIP seating at your favorite spot. Mornings that start with room service. And a front row seat to all the fireworks. And right now at Citi's Memorial Day event, get up to 40% off doorbusters, plus 7% off store-wide or 48 months no interest. Citi Furniture, designed for love.
Hurry in for a great deal on the most awarded SUV brand, Jeep. There's only one.
Right now, get employee pricing plus finance and get $2,500 total bonus cash allowance on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. See your South Florida Jeep Grand dealer today.
1 second she can't walk. Then she can. 1 second you're single. And then you don't want to be. 1 second it's a pipe dream. And the next, it's a dream come true. 1 second, you feel safe. And then,
The police are on their way.
well, you still do.
Stay tuned after the game for the Marlins Live postgame show. It's presented by Baptist Health. Kelly and Rod will break it all down. Nick Fortes is coming in to catch. A new battery for Miami is Calvin Fauché. Will take over on the hill. This will be his 19th appearance this year for the right-hander.
We saw Nick Fortes come in last night for defensive purposes. And I kind of had a feeling he was going to happen again today, especially with the kind of mental lapses by Ramirez a little bit today. A couple of pass balls, and then the way that he's been acting behind the dish regarding the umpire.
Logan O'Hoppe is pinch hitting for Kyron Paris. Big hitting catcher from Long Island for the Angels. It's a ground ball sharply to second base, but Sanoa gobbles that one up. And a quick out. Nice one for Calvin Fauché. It's a good way to start when you come in the game. Not get deep in the counter behind, immediately get the out. Another solid outing for Anthony Bender. Zach Neto is going to come up and pinch hit for Tim Anderson, who went 1 for 3. Zach started the first 2 games. Outstanding South Floridian-born shortstop. Had a double and scored a run on the 4th. And played that solid defense at shortstop.
I'm sure that because the 9-game winning streak was snapped last night by the Angels, made it easier for him to give O'Hoppe and Neto the day off, at least at the start of play today. Had that winning streak still been intact, and both those guys probably would have been playing today. Only the 3rd career pinch hitting opportunity for Neto.
Pitch outside. Neto hitting .286 on the year. Was the Angels team MVP winner last year. There's a cut and a foul tip grabbed. Strikeout for Fauché. He's got the first 2 out here in the 8th.
And Marlins continuing to pile up the strikeouts. And nice fastball, top of the strike zone at 95. And that's a good pitch. Tough to lay off of as a hitter as well. And pinch hitting is one of the toughest things to do in this sport.
Nolan Shotwell is up. He's 0 for 2 and a walk. After his 3-year career at FAU, he made the quickest debut after being drafted for a position player in 45 years. You have to go back to the late 70s. Catcher by the name of Brian Milner was signed out of high school and brought right to the major leagues by the Toronto Blue Jays. Sadly for Milner, he played only 2 games. He was sent to the minors, played 4 years in the minors, had some injuries, and never saw the big leagues again.
It's tough. I mean, it's easier to get to the big leagues than it is to stay in the big leagues. There's a lot of guys that have gotten there. I'm being one of them. I'll raise my hand. I got to the big leagues, but it's hard to stay in the big leagues. Even if you have a good minor league career, once you get to the big leagues, you're playing with the best of the best. I mean, the best of the best. And it's just hard to stay.
Nolan made his big league entry just, think about this, 40 days after being drafted from Florida Atlantic University. Handful of minor league games. That's it.
That's one thing about our game today. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on where guys get drafted one year. Next thing you know, they're in the big leagues the following year. And most of those guys obviously are college kids. Every now and then you have a guy like Bobby Wick Jr. only stays in the minors for a couple of years, then comes to the big leagues as a high school kid.
Driven to center. Hill with a beat on it. Calling, diving, makes the catch. Derek Hill, he sized that one up right away. Makes a nice grab. We'll go to the ninth. 3-0 Marlins.
Ever since I met you, I just can't stop thinking about you. No matter how hard I try, the way you made me feel, like a goddess. Now all I crave is you. I want to be yours.
Craving savings? We got you. Save big on car insurance. Estrella never disappoints.
Let me savor you, Estrella. Down to every dollar.
With visitors coming to Central Florida from across the country, Spectrum Reach can help get their eyes on your local business from the moment they check into their hotels. With Passport to Central Florida, reach visitors right where they stay, with access to advertise on the top TV networks, in hotel rooms across Central Florida. Scan the QR code or visit spectrumreach.com/passport to grow your business with this unique opportunity.
Ellington Heating and Air Conditioning is making an air-conditioned system replacement easy and healthy. We're offering up to $2,000 in rebates on select heating and cooling systems. With these savings, it makes it a great time to buy. When you replace your system now, Ellington will install a free UV light inside your system for clean, purified air. Allergens, dust, odors will be greatly reduced. Visit ellingtonac.com to schedule.
Coast to Coast Clash is coming. Don't miss the Marlins and Giants series May 30th through June 1st. Big energy, big matchups, big promotions all weekend. Grab your tickets now. Marlins.com/tickets. That is what the Marlins will return to after this California trip. Giants and the Rockies got some business here in the ninth to take care of. Try and get a series win before they head off to San Diego. Connor Norby up against Jake Eder, the former Marlin draft pick. Norby 1 for 3 with his 14th RBI of the year on a base hit in the 4th inning. That gave the Marlins a 2-0 advantage.
Norby went down to one knee. The old wedding proposal. Adrian Beltre made that swing famous, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Nice to only do that once in your life, too.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, if you only do it once.
Marlins looking for their 3rd shutout of the year. More importantly, a victory here. Love to add on if they can in the 9th.
You'd like to score a couple more runs, man. Get out of a grand slam distance.
Norby offered at it, says the home plate umpire, Charlie Ramos. That's a strikeout for Eder. He's settled down a little bit.
That's one of the things that Dusty Baker used to always talk about. If he had a 3-run lead or a 4-run lead, he'd always want that 5th run to get out of grand slam distance, so one swing can't tie the ball game up.
Matthew Lugo is in to play center field after Paris was pinch hit for. And Neto, of course, stays in the game at shortstop for Anderson. Matt Mervis is 1 for 3. It's a high pop-up. Neto will get his first crack at the sun here. Makes the catch. The Marlins shut out the Braves April 5th on the road, and then the Mets April 9th. That was on the same road trip. They had 2 shutouts. That's their only 2 of the year. Not to jinx the Fish here. Here's Derek Hill. Hill's had a good day. He's 1 for 3 with a double. Nice play in center field. Thought about that push bunt. Double barrel activity in the bullpen. Jesus Tinoco is on the far left. Looks like Ronnie Henriquez on the right. Why would you suppose you have 2 guys there? Is it based on whether they score a run or not, you think?
Who's up, you said?
They got Tinoco there, the big right-hander. And you have Henriquez, who pitched in the game last night, 2/3 of an inning, but both are going.
Tinoco hasn't been out there in a while. He might just be throwing. He could be. I mean, there's times where he hasn't been out there, at least on this trip. He pitched at home the last time he pitched. I'm not sure what day it was, but this might be a situation where Tinoco just wants some work, and he might be coming into the game.
Good news, we'll find out after that strikeout. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth, 3-0 Miami.
So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh,
life, it's joyous and at times challenging. At Baptist Health, we stand by you with the expertise you need and innovation that makes a difference. Welcome to the warmer side of care. Welcome to Baptist Health.
This love has taken its toll on me. Say goodbye. And her heart is breaking in front of me. I have no choice, and I won't say goodbye anymore.
Kia, movement that inspires. KFC chicken and waffles. Juicy original recipe chicken and rich golden waffles drizzled in syrup. It's an order everyone will envy. Enjoy all this crispy sweetness today, just $7.
It's Native. Native is made with 9 clean ingredients and is good for your skin without leaving white marks or residue. Heavenly. 72-hour odor protection that cares for skin isn't a myth. It's Native.
Bottom of the ninth inning. And Ronnie Henriquez is in. The 24-year-old righty has never had a major league save. He'll get that opportunity here to save it for his countryman, Edward Cabrera, who has not won a game this year. Henriquez has been terrific. Look at the numbers. 22nd game of the year, ERA under 2.
His stuff is filthy. He's got 5 different pitches, pitching out of the bullpen. That fastball, it eats at about 97, 98. He's got an unhittable slider. He's got a changeup. He's got a sweeper. And he throws a lot of strikes. And apparently they're showing a lot of trust in Henriquez these days, because he came in last night in that game where Cal Quantrill left. There was runners on first and third. I believe there was 1 out.
That's right.
And they put him in a very, very high leverage situation. Here's another high leverage situation for Henriquez. Junk got his first save last night in his career. May as well have another guy do it today.
Enriquez did have 5 in the minor leagues, including 3 at the AAA level last season, but this is the big leagues, and he's got the meat of the order, of course, in Moncada, Ward, and Soler. Ward's extra base streak is also on the line here.
Could see old hockey if it goes beyond Soler. Sorry about that.
Oh, Hoppy pitched it, as you know, in the last inning. Line drive right at the shortstop. Lopez is right there to get the first out. Ooh, that was ripped. Lopez was in perfect position. He didn't have to move.
He did not. Just had to get up on that right leg.
Here's Ward. He is looking to tie the American League record of 11 consecutive games with an extra base hit. He did it in this exact spot in the game last night. It was the 9th inning. He doubled. He has gone 10 in a row. That is an Angels record. More importantly, though, for the Angels, they need a base runner here. He offered it that one. Good pitch. And that is an 0-2 count. Good sweeper.
Tough assignment here now to get a base hit off Henriquez, especially if he makes his pitch.
0-2 pitch. Just missed. Four-seam fastball nearly caught top part of the quadrant.
A lot of times after they throw that fastball up, if you don't offer at it, they go right back downstairs with that breaking pitch.
Breaking ball popped up. That'll curve back into the stands. Rod's pal Hank Greenberg on that list. 1935 Tigers. Jesse Barfield, Alex Rodriguez, Brian Dozier, the last to do it. Extra base hit in 11 straight games.
And Greenberg also served in the military for a few years.
A Hall of Famer. Tremendous hitter. Swing and a miss. He got him. Second time Ward is fanned. The Marlins have struck out 14 Angels in the game.
This is the pitch that Ward does not handle well. It's the one that's away from him. That's one of his cold zones, and they've been able to hit that cold zone all afternoon long. First it was Cabrera, and now it's Henriquez.
Jorge Soler is up now. Big cut and a miss. That wasn't even close. The sweeper. The Angels, 5th in the league in runs, 2nd in the American League in homers. They have not been shut out in 25 games. You have to go back to late April when the Twins beat them 5-0. Marlins trying to do that just here in the rubber game, and now Soler is down to his last strike.
This is a tough assignment for Soler. He's a dead pull hitter, and they basically have pitched him away. If he does get that breaking ball away, he won't hurt him too bad. He might ground out to shortstop, but he won't take you deep. If you hang it, he'll hurt you.
Enriquez goes after him, strikes him out. Look at the response. Ronnie Enriquez, your first major league save. And the Marlins shut out the Angels, win 3-0. They take the series 2-1. And Edward Cabrera, Rod, gets his first victory of the season.
He was legit today. I mean, he was on one. I mean, the fastball was on point. He had that really good curveball. He got tons of swings and misses. This is the best I've seen Cabrera in the 4 years that I've been down here broadcasting games for the Marlins. He was unbelievable today.
A 3-hit shutout for Marlin pitching. Bender, Fauché, Enriquez, adding on to Cabrera's tremendous effort, and a first road series win for the Marlins this season. Marlins baseball on FanDuel Sports Network, brought to you by your South Florida Hyundai dealers. And by Leon, discover the Leon Guarantee. Call now to learn more. Marlins win it 3-0. Take the last 2 of this series. Start off this California trip in fine fashion, almost as nice as that view. As they win the series 2-1, we'll be in San Diego tomorrow, 8 o'clock for our pregame. But more coverage coming up. Kelly and Rod with the Baptist Health postgame show next.
on, Charlie. Use your new door. Let's go. I said go! Silly dog. I'm gonna trade you for a cat. Red Bull gives you wings.
Make the most of Memorial Day at the Home Depot.
So what are you working on?
We're adding some color.
Bringing summer inside.
All in one coat.
14 days of Memorial Day savings are happening now at the Home Depot.
Taco Bell brought back crispy chicken nuggets, and I can't believe how good they are.
Why can't you believe it?
Because you're Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
You know, the breading is tortilla chips. Doesn't that feel very taco place? We're totally a taco place. That's a chicken place. That's also a taco place.
Just back is sore. Let's go! Ice. Hot. Ice works fast. Heat makes it last. Icy hot. Just so back.
Onboard Wi-Fi that goes wherever you go. How it should be. The Hyundai Elantra.
Lease a Hyundai Elantra for $169 a month. Plus, eligible customers get $1,000 military bonus cash. Hurry in.
You've got the business.
Look, check this out.
We've got the experts. And together, magic happens.
Whoa.
You've got the vision. We've got the network to help your business bloom. You've got the ambition.
And you're all set.
Perfect. We've got the personalized solutions so you can rise above the rest. Verizon Business has you covered in more ways than you think.
Big news! All-you-can-eat wings and fries is back at Buffalo Wild Wings with boneless and traditional wings. And I'm gonna eat loads of them. Truckloads of traditionals, boatloads of boneless, truckloads of both because it's all you can eat and I don't have to stop.
At Ace, we know whether you grill with charcoal, gas, pellet, or griddle, we've got the perfect grill for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. With free assembly and delivery of your new grill, along with all the sauces, rubs, and grilling extras, you'll have everything you need for your perfect barbecue. That sounds pretty perfect. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Pack your summer with awe and awesome at SeaWorld Orlando.
We about to make it epic.
Get real close to over 20,000 animals. Race at unreal speeds across over 20,000 feet of coaster track. Chill with an Antarctic encounter. Take a thrilling Arctic adventure on the all-new Expedition Odyssey. Make your summer even more spectacular with a baby shark celebration and all-new fireworks. Go from real to unreal at SeaWorld. Save up to 55% on tickets, fun cards, and passes during our Memorial Day sale. Hurry, offer ends soon.
I forgot to wash my work shirt.
Just wear it again. I added Unstoppables with odor blocker, and it keeps our clothes fresh all day.
Ooh, I'm gonna be feeling it at work today. She smells so good, I'm actually paying attention.
Smell unstoppable.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Marlins Live, the post-game show presented by Baptist Health. The Marlins win their first road series of the season, a 3-0 victory over the Angels. They take a happy bus ride down to San Diego next. But first, we break down the Game 3 between the Marlins and the Halos. Hello, everyone. I'm Kelly Sacco alongside Rod Allen. and it was a total team win, Rod. But it all came off the back of a stellar pitching performance by Edward Cabrera.
It usually starts with the pitcher, and when you have a guy out on the mound that was doing what Cabrera was doing today, it was just unfair, really. I mean, the stuff that he had, the breaking ball, the fastball, was unhittable. Loved the swings and misses. He was very, very good today.
He earns his first win of the season, and deservedly so, and everything was working for him, as you mentioned. Let's see how his day went. 10 punch-outs. It's the fourth time in his career that he has collected double-digit strikeouts. We talked about this during the pregame. He's got the stuff. We know he does. We've seen it for years, but it's these kind of games that you'd like to see him put together more consistently.
He's got a no-hitter in his future. I keep saying it, but he does. 5 2/3, a 3-hit ball, no earned runs. He did walk 2. Those are the last 2 batters that he saw, but the swing and miss stuff today was incredible. The fastball got up to 99 miles an hour. That curveball, I mean, that curveball was death today on the Angels, who have a really good hitting team and has been one of the hottest teams in the month of May, but that wasn't the case today. I thought Clayton McCullough did a perfect job by going to get Bender, to get him out of the jam that he had left for Bender. Bender makes the pitches that he needs to make. And how about a Cabrera once Bender gets back to that dugout? I mean, he was very, very happy that Bender was able to help him put up some goose eggs today.
You love to see it. You love the reaction for Edward Cabrera. Look at that. You love it. A very happy Edward Cabrera. Check that out. He gives him a bow.
Yeah, he did.
To Sir Anthony Bender. Thank you so much for your service. We appreciate you. You talked about that curveball. All of his pitchers were working for that curve. 11 swings and misses. 6 of his 10 strikeouts coming on that pitch.
But look at the location, though. That location is down under the barrel of the left-handed batters, and it's away from the righties. He did not make any mistakes with that pitch today. And something else that we talked about regarding Cabrera, when you do go out there against a team like the Angels, a team that does not steal a lot of bases, you can dominate them if you don't walk people. If they get guys on, they're going to try to run, but he didn't allow anybody to get on, and he really pitched a stress-free game as far as I'm concerned.
He really did. He was in command throughout the entire game, and really the pitching staff as a whole was stellar in this one as well. How about Ronnie Enriquez? He got his first career save. He was fantastic. What stands out to you was Cabrera, Bender, Fauché, Enriquez. Bender, Fauché, Enriquez, they don't allow any runs either, you know, all throughout the board. Blanked a very good offensive team. The Angels shut out for the first time in 25 games. How were they able to do it?
With those strikeouts. I mean, they really didn't let them play today. I mean, they kind of kept guys at bay. Ward didn't get loose. Hoppy, he didn't start the game. The one pinch hit. Neto wasn't in the game today. And they had a bunch of guys at the bottom of their batting order that had sub-200 batting average. So our pitchers today did exactly what they should have done. Without Hoppy in the lineup and Neto, this is a game that we should have won.
Absolutely. And on the offensive side, a really total team effort, which you love to see. The Marlins really just chipped away 1 inning at a time, and it started in the 3rd. They scored 1 run in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. But let's start at the beginning, shall we? Nervous when you're going tough. Sometimes these little cue shots like this, hey, it counts as a double in the scorebook no matter how hard you hit it.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And I thought maybe that would get Mervis going as he looks to the heavens to say thank you, thank you, thank you. But how about D. Hill? I mean, he just continues to get it done. He's trying to move him over, but he gets that changeup down and in. He turns on it, and he hits it over the head of the left-hander, the left fielder, excuse me. Mervis had to hold up momentarily because he was not sure whether the ball was going to be caught or not. Played perfectly off the wall, and the ball goes back to second base. So now you have runners on first and third. You got one of your better contact guys up in Sanoha.
And Sanoha had a fantastic day. He was 2 for 3 with that sac fly in the 3rd. He gives the Marlins their first run of the game as we move on to the 4th inning. It started with Otto Lopez. He gets on base, puts himself in scoring position, and then guess what? With 2 outs, Connor Norby does it again.
He's been making some really good decisions. He's been hitting the ball all around the ballpark. He homered to left field last night. He also hit a ball down the right field line, hit a couple of balls up the middle. So he's getting back to doing Norby-type things, giving the opposition a very difficult at-bat.
To the fifth we go. Javi Sanoa, I told you, had a 2-for-3 day at the plate. His first hit, a double, puts himself in scoring position for Jesus Sanchez, who brings him in with a double himself.
Best swing of the day for Sanchez. He had trouble with Hendricks his first two at-bats. He struck out, but this time he got that same changeup up in the strike zone. He went shopping at the gap in right center field to play Sanoa.
So for this game today, not the same type of game that we saw from the Marlins last night, but again, different guys stepping up. You love to see Javi Sanoa. He didn't get the start last night. Get it done here today.
Well, I like the way that Clayton McCullough uses the entire roster. And all three guys caught in this series. Fortes one day, then you had Ramirez. You also had Hicks. So he's trying to spread the wealth. He's trying to spread the playing time. Stowers plays every day. Wagaman's been in there every day. But by and large, everybody else, he's kind of mixed and matched with those guys.
That next man up mentality.
Yes.
We'll keep it right here on FanDuel Sports Network as we continue on Marlins Live, the post-game show presented by Baptist Health. We head down to the Marlins clubhouse to hear from their manager and their starting pitcher, Clayton McCullough and Edward Cabrera.
So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh,
Life, it's joyous and at times challenging. At Baptist Health, we stand by you with the expertise you need and innovation that makes a difference. Welcome to the warmer side of care. Welcome to Baptist Health.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can go here, surf's up, here, woo, and here.
Lease a new 2025 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $349 a month for 36 months plus $500 bonus lease cash. That's just $349 a month on the Toyota Tacoma.
Your summer starts here and just keeps on going.
Toyota, let's go places.
When it comes to your wireless plan, don't settle for less. Get more with a free 5G phone and real unlimited data from Straight Talk. More ways to connect.
I love you.
More reasons to share. And when you spend less with Straight Talk, you can get more moments to yourself by getting something for them.
This is so much fun.
Switch to Straight Talk and get a free 5G phone on us, on America's most reliable 5G network. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com.
This summer, Citi is bringing the vacation to home. Like your tickets to the blockbuster movie. VIP seating at your favorite spot. Mornings that start with room service. And a front row seat to all the fireworks. And right now at Citi's Memorial Day event, get up to 40% off doorbusters. Plus 7% off store-wide or 48 months no interest. Citi Furniture, designed for love.
So, what do you think about the Jeep Wrangler?
Very spacious, lots of open air.
What are you going to use it for?
Thwarting international terrorism, saving the world, that kind of stuff.
Sorry, we just saw Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, and we are very excited.
Test drive?
No mission is impossible with a Jeep Wrangler. Get employee pricing plus finance and get $2,500 total bonus cash allowance on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. See your South Florida Jeep brand dealer today.
Marlins Live, the post-game show on FanDuel Sports Network, is presented by Baptist Health. Welcome to the warmer side of care. And by Ocean Bank. The Marlins blank the Halos and take the series with a 3-0 victory in Game 3. They are going to take a happy bus to San Diego. It's the second road trip, Rod, that we're missing that flight in between. But you know the guys will be very, very happy as we get you set for the road ahead. Here are the probables. Ryan Weathers tomorrow, thinking Max Meyer Tuesday, Sandy Alcantara on Wednesday. But how about Ryan Weathers returning to his old stomping grounds in San Diego? It'll be his third start of the season, and he has looked fantastic through the first two.
Yeah, they're not going to recognize this Ryan Weathers because when they drafted him first, first a few years back, he didn't have the blazing fastball that he possesses now. He's up to 99 miles an hour. He probably will touch 100 against his former team, the team that drafted him, because he's going to try to show them what they're missing. Then we got Meyer going, and I'm hoping Meyer goes out there and does his thing, and that will set the tone for Sandy to go out and have a really good game, and we know Sandy needs to have that game. They got Pavetta going up against Sandy. That won't be an easy day.
What do the Marlins offense have to do to find success against this Padres pitching?
They're going to have to score. This Padres team is a really good offensive team, even though they have not played all that well lately. But you got Tatis, and you got Manny, and you got Cronenworth, and you got Bogarts. You got a lot of guys that can do some damage. Merrill with that bat. So our pitching's going to have to be on point, and we're going to have to somehow figure out a way to score some runs like we did here.
You mentioned that they might not recognize Ryan Weathers because of his fastball. They might not recognize him because he's gotten very healthy.
Right.
He slimmed down. He put a lot of emphasis on getting healthy over the offseason, and he said that that's one of the reasons why he's feeling so good ahead of this one.
He looks good, too.
That's right. That's right. He's
Look
been
good, feel good. They pay you good.
Exactly.
But you got to play good.
Exactly. He has been fantastic for the Marlins, so hopefully they can continue their winning ways in San Diego. Keep it right here, Marlins Live, the post-game show. When we return, we head down to the Marlins clubhouse to hear from their manager, Clayton McCullough.
So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh,
Life, it's joyous and at times challenging. At Baptist Health, we stand by you with the expertise you need and innovation that makes a difference. Welcome to the warmer side of care. Welcome to Baptist Health.
I was 52 and a newlywed when I found out smoking had blocked the arteries to my legs. It became hard to even walk, so I offered to end our marriage. I felt like he hadn't signed up for this. My tip is, when you smoke, for better or worse, and in sickness and in health, may come a lot sooner than you think.
Tobacco-Free Florida offers free nicotine replacement therapy to help start your quit journey. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN now.
Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
take me out to my TV, a FanDuel Sports Network. Yeah, yeah. Marlins games, announcers, and more Marlins games. Did I mention they have the Marlins? Stream now.
Marlins Live, the postgame show on FanDuel Sports Network, is presented by City Furniture. Trends you want, prices you'll love. Well, Marlins love playing here in Anaheim, especially that guy right there, Connor Norby. He had a heck of a series. He's been on fire, and the Marlins take 2 of 3 from the Angels. But around Major League Baseball, we talked about this, Rod, on the broadcast. How about O'Neal Cruz? All he does is destroy baseballs. Today, it's 122 miles per hour.
You know, we saw him earlier this year, but he did not play that well against us in that series. Made some mistakes in the outfield, got benched for one game. He's playing inspired baseball right now. To hit a ball 122 miles an hour is insane. I mean insane. That ball got out of the ballpark and into the river in probably 3 seconds flat. It's amazing that a human being can do something like that. I'm glad he didn't hit it at one of the infielders.
We have some great stats from Sarah Lang. She's an MLB.com researcher. She's fantastic. Listen to this. That is the hardest hit ball of any kind. That's ahead of Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah.
The last ball to be hit this hard, 121.7 miles per hour, was Giancarlo Stanton back in 2018. So look at this. Hardest hit balls across Major League Baseball. O'Neal Cruz's name is up top twice. Giancarlo Stanton 3 times behind him. He has been phenomenal. If you look at all the hardest hit balls under the StatCast era, so that's since 2015 when they began tracking that. Giancarlo Stanton at the top. He's been playing a little longer, 16, but O'Neal Cruz now has 6. Other names on top on that list: Vlad Guerrero Jr., Ronald Acuna Jr., Aaron Judge, Gary Sanchez.
I've heard of those guys.
All of those only have 1. Unbelievable. Right? 120 miles per hour. Plus, he's just doing things that we have never seen before. What impresses you most? What allows him?
Well, it's
to hit the
physical
ball,
skill. I mean,
right?
he's big. I mean, he's 6'5". He's big and strong and physical. He's got bad speed. He's got strength. I mean, he's got all the attributes. I mean, 5 tools. He's just a tremendous player, and I'm hoping that he kind of takes to center field. I know he wants to play shortstop, but it looks like he's having fun playing center field right now.
Time now to head down to the Marlins clubhouse to hear from their manager, Clayton McCullough.
This was certainly as good as I've seen. I think it was, again, been pounding it for a while. The strike throwing, I think the confidence in his ability to throw, throw his breaking ball, use his entire mix. Man, he got some 3-2 strikeouts on breaking balls. So the confidence to throw that pitch, in those counts, and not fear of walking, but to go, get the hitter out. And I think, what sets that up is you get the, when you're ahead in the count and you're throwing as many strikes as he was, guys are, engaged, and you show that you can strike with it. So you do get some chase. And I mean, he had a good run there where, he had a ton of punch outs, and he just seemed like he was kind of stepping on it. And it was like strike one, get ahead, and then the ability to finish. So I think, Cabby, again, the recipe for continued, success and consistency is that, confidence and ability to keep pounding the strike zone early and often.
Why was the curveball the pitch of choice today?
Sometimes you get into days like he's got a good slider too. And I think, you get into it sometimes, maybe a particular breaking ball when you have multiple, you start, you get a feel for, maybe a better feel for, one or the other, and, how hitters are reacting to it and how you're feeling with it. So it's nice to have a deep arsenal like that you do have the ability to kind of, use all of your weapons. And when you have, a pitch or two that are, you really feel good with on a given day, that you can maybe lean more heavily in a particular outing on that.
And offensively, how were you guys able to jab Hendricks in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th?
Yeah, that's what he was, just kind of hanging the fight with Kyle. This guy's, been a very successful major league pitcher for a long time, right? And there's some, deception there. There's a lot of strike to ball to strike. And it was just, the other guys did a good job of just kind of, when we got him, staying through the middle of the field, just kind of taking your knocks. We were talking about before the game, kind of thinking about more of a singles party kind of thing. And so, Derek had a big double there that set us up for the Sonoha sac fly. But Norby had a big hit up the middle. So I think it was just it was a good approach how, somewhat wait him out and to, just be stubborn and, just more time, take your knock kind of day.
With Cabby, it's all month, the strike throwing. Do you think it was the matter of the confidence, just being aggressive? Was some of it mechanical?
I'm sure, some of it's, maybe there's some mechanical stuff. Maybe it's just, you think you get a point in your career where he knows how talented he is, and you just kind of get to the point where it's time to kind of hit another gear. And I mean, really, we all felt like maybe the only thing holding Cabby back from being the version that we've seen recently is just the consistent strike throwing, and that and look, there's gonna be days where you give up some hits and you give up some runs, but that is a way of life that leads to outings like today when you're convicted in that. And so hopefully this is just one for him to continue to build upon, and for him, that confidence to continue to grow, that he is, and his stuff is certainly good enough to go out again, go through a major league lineup, and be successful.
In that 6th inning, he got the 2 quick outs and then the command of 2 back-to-back walks. What were you seeing? Was he kind of running out of gas, or?
No, I mean, and maybe I don't know, run out of gas. I mean, I think he'd been cruising, and he was throwing very well, and I think the good thing about the day, even some of the walks. Remember, I thought the last pitch to Rengifo was really only one. You felt like that was actually kind of a misfire. A lot of him, he was around the plate with with his mix and his misses, and he just kind of he got us deep into a point in the game where felt like he had gone and done a terrific job, and that, Anthony coming in there, the chance to own some right-handed hitters is, probably not, he's as good as anybody when it comes to just getting out a right-handed hitter, and that Cabby had done a phenomenal job, and that, Anthony was the best to, come in there and put out that fire.
Where did you see Sanoja's footprints in this win this afternoon?
Yeah, I mean, everywhere. I mean, that's, the sac fly starting off, getting on the board, and then, a couple other hits, scored a run. Javi's a very good baseball player, and so, steady on defense, can move him around, and then, today I think that was a really good version of just like low line drives, the double over the shortstop's head. Like that was a terrific swing. Thought he was, a huge part of, kind of a little bit of a catalyst there, at the bottom, turning the lineup over.
What was into the decision for Ronnie to close out, and also is that something we could see more often as the season progresses?
Yeah, I think it's what you saw, Ronnie last night, come in, and has early times come into a different point in the game that it was just, Ronnie's got the ability to get miss. I think he's, continued to gain more and more trust and confidence with his strike throwing ability, because the stuff is very good with the fastball he can ride at the top and the breaking ball. So again, I think some of it is kind of how the game ends up lining itself up, and with what Cabby was able to do, and asking Anthony to go 1+. That Ronnie's been throwing the ball very well, and coming in after Calvin, it was today it was Ronnie at the end, and tomorrow it'd be somebody else.
Have you seen a different Otto Lopez since coming off the IL?
Yeah, I mean, Otto, I see, like, there's, I thought it was like, shoot a ball to right field like that. Yeah, I think, and Otto's, taking a few more walks. I think that's like, there's a good offensive player in there. Like there's, there's enough impact where he can, threaten outfielders, and also when he's stubborn in the strike zone and get himself in counts, like that's the best version. So I think we're seeing Otto like a young player that's, continue to get some runway and a chance to play a lot at the major league level. That's, gaining more confidence and starting to learn about himself and like what's going to make him successful, and believing in that. And hopefully Otto's at a point now where he's not having to look over his shoulder, and he just knows he can go out there and play and just look to try to get better on in all facets.
Just bringing in Nick late in the game, what was the thought behind it?
I feel like Nick is one of the best defensive catchers in baseball, and so when Gus is at bat cleared there, the chance to get a real high quality defender in there was, I think in some ways like no different. You look at other positions, it's maybe a little unique at the catcher spot, but Nick is so good back there that, in some ways like, coming in like, help close that game out defensively. And, he's done that on several occasions, and, he's ready to do it. And, he's really good at, back there receiving, blocking, the whole nine. So that was, thought it was just give us the best chance to finish that game off.
Thanks.
Thanks so much to Clayton McCullough. Rod, before we go, when you think back on this game, what stands out to you most?
Well, Sanoja. I mean, he played a really good game. I think back to the tag of Tim Anderson after he overslid the bag. That ball he hit to left field for the double, that hit off Anderson's glove, and it got all the way to the warning track. So I just love the way he plays the game. I'm with Clayton McCullough. He's a really good, well-rounded baseball player.
And he's been so much fun to watch. Well, thank you all for joining us all the way out here on the West Coast throughout this series here in Anaheim. That'll do it for us here on Marlins Live, the post-game show presented by Baptist Health. Rod and I will be back with you tomorrow from San Diego as the Marlins continue their road trip against the Padres. First of 3 tomorrow night. Tune in 8 p.m. Thank you so much for joining us, and be safe this Memorial Day weekend.